with myself, Max, Nathan, and special guest star James Dale from Aquatect. Run titles. Hello, everyone. How are we?
Good day.
Good evening.
Hello, everyone.
Are we feeling brighter for our hour that's been taken away from us?
Hold on, I think
Very
there's an issue with StreamYard. It says we've only got one viewer at the minute. It's probably Chris Green.
It is Chris Green.
Is it you, Green?
Yeah.
Why have we only got
Cool.
one
Hi,
viewer?
Chris.
Probably because the link didn't go on until 2 seconds ago. 90% of our usual viewers are at the Catfish Study Group convention.
Yes, they should be watching it from there. They should just put this on the screen at the Catfish convention.
They absolutely should.
That would
It's
take
fine.
up 2 hours.
It's fine. We're not only here for the live anyway.
Well,
We're
that's
here
a
for-
new record in an interesting way. I don't think anyone's ever had one viewer before in the history of YouTube.
This is brilliant. No,
Doc, don't go anywhere, mate. Don't go anywhere. God, I'll pay you.
3 presenters, 1 guest, 1 viewer. That's what we call intimate.
the content gets better every week, and the viewers go down. What's going on?
Well, yeah, it's exactly that, isn't it? We're just not YouTube celebs. But we didn't get people to like, share, and subscribe.
Doc Green's making up for it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
at that.
comments.
Chris, can you open up the?
Bob Meehan's here. We're on 2. Come on, Bob.
Wait, hold on. It says we're still on 0. I think there must be an issue. Oh, it's screen now. They're just leaving. They're getting bored.
Hang on.
Bored.
This is going to be like Live Aid in a bit, Nate. Don't you worry, mate. We're going to.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, it's back down to 1 again.
Right.
That's
so
fine.
everyone-
Chris.
So everyone,
It'll go up and down.
Bob and Chris, welcome. Tonight we have James Dale from Aquatect. James, would you like to tell us a bit about yourself, please?
Sure. Hi, guys. I'm James Dale. I'm the owner at Aquatect, and we are a provider of specialist zoo and aquarium services. So we work with zoos, public aquariums, and in the education and research sector, installing aquariums, zoo enclosures, and a range of racking solutions for captive breeding, research, quarantine, and many shades in between.
Which zoos or public aquariums have you worked at, James?
So in my professional, as a working as a staff member, there, I've worked at
As an aquarist.
It's been a while.
That's the one.
I was
The
lead
fish
keeper of
man.
reptiles at Chester Zoo.
The fishy man.
And I
Hang on a
was
minute.
display supervisor.
You worked at Chester
Sorry,
Zoo,
Jeremy.
did you say?
I did, yeah. I was a reptile keeper when I was there, actually. I was lead keeper of reptiles at Chester.
Okay.
I worked at Blue Planet Aquarium as well as the display supervisor.
Okay.
And my first job was actually at Stapley Water Gardens. So I don't know
Wow.
if any of you guys remember. Do you
Oh,
remember it?
Of course, I remember Stapley. Yes, God, yes.
It
I used
shut
to love
10
it out.
years before Max was born. It was brilliant.
Yes.
No, don't be like that.
So I grew up just down the road from there. And I was really lucky when it came to working there. I was doing my HND in animal behavior and welfare.
Yeah.
And one of the modules in the second year was a work-based learning placement, which was 4 weeks volunteering at, I mean, it could have been a dog kennels or a fish shop, whatever you wanted. And I asked there, and it got to kind of 4 weeks before the end of the summer holidays, and I phoned up and said, "Oh, do you remember I asked if I could do my work-based placement there?" And they said, "Oh, yeah, we forgot about you. Yeah, do you want to come tomorrow?"
Amazing.
and history was made. So from there, they actually offered me a job, which was my first zookeeping job, and I remember that place very fondly.
Awesome. So Stapley Water Gardens, known for kind of water lilies, but also like the odd pacu and stuff inside, was it? Or
Yeah. So well, it had quite a lot going on. It was a garden centre which had an angling centre, an aquatics department and pond section. But it also had the Palms, which was a small zoological collection, which eventually became a Biasa member, which started out initially with the owner wanting to show some of the cool plants which they sold, create a bit of a cafe, and maybe they thought they'd sell more plants if people saw a mature specimen of palm trees with some macaws sitting atop them. And it grew. It turned, they got a koi pond, and eventually turned into a gorgeous zoological collection with cotton-top tamarins, a huge tropical house with pacu and red-tailed catfish and piranhas all displayed in probably the best display I've ever seen of those species, because quite often they're kind of an unwanted freebie in a lot of these sort of collections, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Did you work at Blue Planet as well, did you say?
I did, yes. So I worked for 3 years as the display supervisor at Blue Planet.
Now, just talking about Blue Planet and pacu for a minute, that pacu in that South American display is the biggest pacu I've ever seen in my life.
In which display? Blue Planet?
It's a kind of a curvy display.
Yeah, the one at Blue Planet.
Yeah, I know the very one you mean. I haven't actually been in there for a while, to be honest with you. It was about 15 years ago that I worked there. So if anything current, I might not be up to date with.
Yeah, I haven't been for a couple of years, but that pacu, I mean,
big.
My God, it was a black pacu, and it was an absolute. It was at least, I mean, I'm guessing, I don't know, £50, £60, £70 in weight. I don't know. Absolute whopper. But yeah,
the first time I ever visited Blue Planet, which was in the early 2000s, it had not long been open. They had Arapaima in that tank, which
did they? I never knew that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. I heard they jumped out or something, or am I dreaming it?
I did hear the same thing. Well, it did happen. It was a real shame. It was through the hatch which they were fed through, and it was the chances of it happening were pretty slim, but it managed to find the one place that it could push through. I think that the feeding hatch had been closed, but it jumped against it and pushed the door open.
That's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, real shame.
That'd be a cool thing to see in a tank.
I've seen Arapaima a few times. I saw some in Singapore in a koi pond. That was wicked. Made me jump. So I thought they were like alligators at the time because they were massive, and they were kinking their tails like they were going to jump for food. And I thought they were going to knock me over. They were like 6 feet long. And then I saw one in a public aquarium in China. And ironically, I've been to the Amazon. I didn't see any in the Amazon, so I saw them in China and Singapore, and not in Brazil.
They stock them as a game fish in Southeast Asia. Is that right?
Yeah.
In Thailand. Yeah.
Wow.
Those ponds are nuts. I mean, we discussed them briefly. I think it was last week or the week before. But have you seen the selection in those fishing ponds now? There is everything. I mean, you've got giant gourami, you've got pangasius, then you've got red tails, but then you've got Asian red tails, tiger shovelnose, hybrids, but then you've got Arapaima, you've got sea arowana, you've got stingrays. It's kind of an aquarist angler's dream in a way, because you can pull these giraffe cats, you name it. I mean, every single big tropical freshwater fish on the planet, they've got them in those lakes.
Yeah.
So cool.
And they do outrageously good money there. I've got a bit of a slight in on that one because going way back, one of my oldest school / rave buddies, a guy called he's changed his name now. He was Jamie Gillam. He changed it by Deepole. His dad actually owns one over there. Gillam's, fish. My God, the money they turn over from people paying a fortune to go over and just catch red-tailed cats, big pangasius. Yeah, it is insane, absolutely insane.
It's pretty nuts. So, right, what have we got coming up this week? We've got news. Do you want to do some news?
Should we do some news? Should we get into news? Yeah, let's do news.
Dive into news.
Let's dive into news.
Talk about.
The newly discovered 12mm long fish makes a noise as loud as a pneumatic drill.
Marine researchers were out looking for sharks the other day off the Canary Islands.
A massive halibut fish weighing over 200 kilograms.
Why are you called fish?
You teach him to fish, you give him You give him an... no.
Beautiful.
So, yeah,
That
I
comment
agree.
from Bob, by the way, is brilliant.
Yeah, Bob Meehan, Cornwall. Can't believe there's only 3 of us here. I've genuinely learnt more from this podcast in the last 6 weeks or so than I have from any other source.
The reason you can't believe there's only 3 of us here is because there isn't. There's only 2.
Especially swear words from Nathan. There's 5 of us according to the official figures. But let's go off script and talk about why no one's here. It's because it's the
Catfish Study Group convention, and 90% of the people who are interested in the waffle that we waffle are there.
So Mark Duffel's definitely there. Steve
Grant.
Yeah.
Ethan Wright's there.
Yeah. Johannes, I think, is there.
Yeah, they're all there.
Literally
every fish keeper is there.
Rachel Reeves is probably there.
Rachel Reeves is there. She's talking about the cost of corridor stir by.
Yeah,
I think Trump was going to fly in very briefly. Trump was going to do a quick talk, and
he couldn't do it this week. He couldn't do it.
Okay.
I actually got in touch with him to get a little bit of a soundbite for this week's news, but he wasn't available. But I have got a posthumous sound about it this week, which I'm sure you'll be excited to see.
Are you going to play it
when the time is right?
Okay, cool. Nathan or Max, do you want to tell our 3 viewers about the Catfish Study Group and the Catfish Convention, what it's about, where it is, what kind of things can they see and do there?
It's in a hall. That's the main thing. And
is it still at Killy Court?
Killy Court Hotel.
Well, the year before last it wasn't, but they went back because it's a better venue basically. But yeah, essentially it's a room full of catfish enthusiasts talking about catfish. Presentations from experts in the field. So I think they've got Leandro Souza down there this weekend.
Leandro Souza is there. Yeah. Did you see the photo of him next to Neil from Pier?
He's a big man.
Like 9 foot.
He's a big man. And he's got a big beard. Yeah, he's
9 feet tall.
Now that man knows a lot about Brazilian fish, doesn't he?
Well, Xingu especially. Xingu,
yeah.
Because that's his thing, isn't it?
For me, the good thing with the Catfish Convention is just looking at all the specimens they bring that they start trading at the back.
Yeah, you were there once.
What?
You were there once. That was an interesting specimen to look at.
That was. I photographed an interesting specimen through the glass, didn't I, Max?
Oh God! Did you that one up? That'd be a good one to put on, wouldn't it?
You find that, Max? Show them the sort of thing that they can find at the Catfish Convention.
Hold on, I might be able to dig that out somewhere.
But some superb fish at the back.
Yeah. But honestly, it's a brilliant thing to go to if you're interested in fish. If catfish tickle your fancy, then you absolutely should be going to that convention. Obviously, you have to wait until next year now. We'll try and do a little bit.
Also, if you like day drinking with Germans.
Well, yeah, I think we're underplaying it a little bit because in terms of like the speakers, these are world experts. These are very often ichthyologists who specialize in working in various genera of catfishes. And they are the real deal. They come over from South America, God knows where else. And you've got European ichthyologists as well, obviously. And these are the people describing fish. And when they give a talk, it's out of this world, isn't it, Nath?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's absolutely superb. And you're guaranteed to, every time you go, you're guaranteed to learn that you've been pronouncing a fish name wrong your entire life. Because the ichthyologist will just get up there and do it completely. Yeah, totally different. You're like, oh, bollocks, that's literally like 40 years of my life I've been getting that wrong.
I know.
And I've only just learned.
We're too old to relearn it. That's the trouble, Nath.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, speaking of fish that we can't pronounce, let's start with some fish in the news, courtesy of Fish in the News that we've...
Thank you, Fish in the News.
Thank you, Fish
Thank you, Mr. O.
Thank you, person from Scotland. I will work out who you are one day.
It's the Proclaimers.
I know.
It's Proclaimers. Nathan knows. It's...
I know who it is.
It's Marty Pello.
It's either the Proclaimers or Jerry Cinnamon.
Okay, so from the top, my fonts are playing up as well. So Carasidium urucum.
That's nice.
A new species of darter caracid is described from the upper Rio Grande sub-basin, occurring at the Eruoka, Capivare, and Jackery drainages. Well, Jackery means caiman, I believe, as well as the head.
Yeah, I think so.
As well as the headwaters of the Rio Grande in Brazil. A novel secondary sexual dimorphism is reported for the genus. Females pictured have a slender snout, while males possess a more robust one. I would have thought it'd be on colour, but that's
looks quite.
Oh, okay.
Wow. The specific epithet "urucum" is a common name for Dixter orellana, derived from the Tupi language of South America, urucum, which is a native plant of Central America, widely known for the intense red of its seeds. So there's a bit of digging you've got to do to get to the bottom of the naming on that one, but it's named after a plant
that's red.
Yeah, with red seeds. So
okay.
That's urucum. What we thinking, team? What we thinking?
Oh.
Well, I love it a lot, but I need to ask James: have you ever kept any Carasidium before? Is that something that's appeared on your radar? Oh,
No,
they're just too fun. Far too fun. You've got to keep them.
Fish, though.
Yeah, I haven't kept any at home. Have you kept them, Dave?
Why I kept? Is it the fasciatum? What's the little barge?
It's probably not fasciatum, but yeah.
Well, whatever it is sold as fasciatum. That's the colloquial term for it. Yeah, the classic little bard. I can't remember which species. We've got some little Carasidium in the shop at the moment.
What do they look like?
They are they're like muted bards, almost more like a checkerboard cichlid in the coloration. It's more like a sort of it's like a crossbar.
And they are a Carasidium.
It's a Carasidium. It's definitely a Carasidium. Yeah. Charming little things, always hovering about an inch above the substrate.
Yeah,
it's literally, so fun.
Good evening, Miranda.
Good evening. Tell your friends.
Miranda, you're 20% of our viewers today, so much
appreciated. Very, very important. Okay, so Carasidium, rheophilic, obviously. Fast flowing, obviously.
Maybe not as rheophilic as other species, though. It's quite fat.
It's a chunk, isn't it? It's a bit of a.
It's an absolute.
How do we know it's not a cherry barb hybrid?
It probably is, to be fair.
It could be.
It probably is.
You know what I mean? I mean, expect anything.
Expect anything, yeah. To be fair, there is another red. I say Carasidium. It's not. It's a cara. Is it a Carasidiform? Is it Odontocarasidium afanes, which is that sort of similar colour, but it's a much smaller fish.
Okay.
So it's not the first red Carasidium type fish we've seen, but it is a spectacular looking animal. Are we going to give it marks out of 10?
We've got to give it marks out of 10.
I'm going to guess one more thing. Are we thinking Blackwater with that red coloration?
I was thinking that. Yes. Lovely red tannin kind of colour there, yeah.
James, the professional, thought that, so that fully backs up my my little guess there.
And generally speaking, you don't get too many rheophilic blackwater environments, so it probably isn't that rheophilic.
That's maybe why it's so chunky.
Yeah, I don't think it looks like a rheophilic fish. I'll be honest.
You can imagine that would disappear into red tannins very easily, couldn't you?
Yeah, definitely. Mind you, the Rio Xingu is a black fast water river. Or is it? No, it's white water.
But it's
Sorry,
not.
I'm wrong.
Yeah, Xingu's white water or clear water.
Sorry, apologies.
Yeah.
Okay, marks out of 10, please. Max.
Well, I've got to give it. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I'm going to give it an 8. I think it's got a lot of potential in the industry. I don't think it'd be a cheap fish, but it looks fairly straightforward to keep with a bit of live food. So yeah, give it an 8. Good evening, Alan.
James, commercial potential plus kind of as new species go. What are you going to give it out of 10, mate?
Having never kept any Carasidium before, I can't claim to be an expert on this. I'll go purely on looks alone. I'm going to agree with Max on an 8.
8. Oh, it's high this week. Nathan.
Solid 9 for me. It's solid 9. It's small, it's sweet, it's got colours on it. That's never going to cause any problems. It's not going to be a nipper. It's lovely.
Well, for me, I mean, we're not talking like new Basmani Rainbow or new Congo Tetra here. I'm going to go 5. So,
okay.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, a bit of relativity. You're right, Jeremy.
I'm just biased, so I think it's beautiful.
This isn't a multicolored Altum Angel, is it? Do you know what I mean? It's like,
That's really
No,
sweet, though.
but I think it's probably quite easy to keep, and that gives it a few points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't think it'd cause much trouble. By the way, anybody in the comments, please do give us your ratings on these things. We'd love to know what you think. As I said, that Miranda has literally just given us a rating. Wait,
Yes.
Did you say 9?
I said 9. Solid 9.
That is ridiculous. Shut up. That's
an amazing fish.
No, it is. Don't get me wrong, but
Bob. Yeah, Bob's with me on this one. This average is all 8, 6.
But that's the beauty of fish keeping. Everybody's a little bit different.
Yeah,
but I still think 7 or 8 is fair.
Yeah. Well, I've had an uncanny amount of aquarists doing Blackwater, not quite biotope, not quite aquascape, but a little bit of both. Yeah, a little bit of both going on. And to be fair, they're not doing them in tiny tanks. It tends to be like they love the little superfish scaper, the 60s, the 60 cube. Sorry, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. The superfish cube 60s. Been doing loads of those as Blackwater sort of semi-aquascapes. They'd be perfect for that. Absolutely perfect. So I could sell those all day long.
Unfortunately, Nate, we're out of date even referring to them as Blackwater because a newbie referred to it as dark water the other day.
Oh, for God's sake! Heavy water.
The opposite of white. Yeah,
dank water.
Dark water is the new buzz. Just like
pathetic.
Have you seen this thing about putting soil in tanks? Then I call it dirtied. Dirty.
Dirty. We need to start our own YouTube colloquialisms, don't we? Really?
Yeah. So yes, we do.
That's how we'll get more viewers.
It's not a Wallstab method. It's a dirtied tank.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. This is a tannin taupe.
Go on, James.
What's that, James?
So just the way Americans refer to soil as dirt.
Dirt.
Yes.
Just gets me.
Yeah, exactly. Dark water. Here we go. Now acting as ballot. Yeah, I mean the world has gone mad. We're in parallel dimensions here. There's people who learned fish keeping who do different practices, and then there's people who've learned kind of digital
YouTube
waterscaping or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they probably have some sort of weird game, and that's their entire understanding of fishes and that.
Yeah. On that note, I've been meeting aquascapers probably the last 6 months. Who obviously I get excited when anyone mentions an aquascape, so I start talking Amano.
I don't.
They haven't got a clue who Amano is.
Really?
Oh yeah, literally. I'm like, yeah. So Takashi Amano style, and the face just blanks. I'm like, the Godfather, the reason you do this.
So who's their aquascaping idol?
They don't have one. It's TikTok and Instagram.
MD fish tanks.
Yeah, MD's been mentioned a lot. Yep.
Oh dear.
But anyway, they don't have one.
Moving on. What's the next fish, Jeremy?
Sorry, Max.
Okay. Yeah.
You're not going to be able
to.
Yeah, I'm Japanese today because it is in homage to Amano. Right. To the right is Paracalimus. A new genus is described for the rarer species that was previously Eigenmania gucharoi, originally described in Distocyclus, but later referred to as Eigenmania. I mean, we all know that's not an Eigenmania. Look at the face on it.
It's not. It looks. Who does it look like? Who's got them? Oh Christ, the Venezuelan one. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah. So despite its more
decent size,
despite its morphology being incongruent with that genus, not half. That's not Eigenmania.
What's the species?
Note that the dark spots visible on the dorsum of the specimen pictured are nematode cysts, a condition the authors have observed in other gymnotiform specimens from this region. So those black spots are parasites.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, black spot disease.
Yeah. Bit of etymology. The generic name Paracalimus is derived from the Greek prefix para, meaning beside or near, combined with Archalimus, the name of a related sternopygid genus, stemming from arcus, meaning... What does arcus mean?
Oh, Christ.
Anus. Arcus means anus. I didn't know that.
And butthole.
And lamos, meaning throat. So this is
Bum throat. That's like
Love it.
Nathan, that's your new name. Bum throat.
Max Arcus.
And to a lot of people, anuses and throats are quite similar. So, in reference to the position of the vent under the eye, a feature often highlighted in gymnotiform etymologies. I've learnt something.
Okay.
So, it's similar to a bum and a throat.
Wow. It's just a drain pipe made of meat.
Basically.
Yes. So, a little bit cryptopterous in that respect.
Yeah.
By the way, just like for people watching, that's a knife fish. If you hadn't realised, it is a knife fish. We've just said a lot of words. But basically, it's a lovely new knife fish. Where's it from? Did you say? Sorry.
It is from. Do you know what? It doesn't say. In fact, I haven't copied and pasted that bit. I'm going to say South America, Max.
Really? No.
How's that? How's that?
No.
Well, it's got to be Brazil because every fish we cover is either Brazil, China, or India.
I don't know. It looks like Venezuelan. It looks Venezuelan.
I hope it all turns out to be Mexican or from Panama.
Mexican knife fish.
Okay, so marks out of 10. Commercial fish.
Do we know how big it gets?
Well, there's a bloke.
Pretty big on that hand.
Yeah, but it might not be fully grown.
What, the hand?
We've got Jeremy Beadle modelling a fish. It's like, what is going on?
This knife fish is very small, but on the other hand, it's quite big.
It's smaller than a Bararas.
It's modelled on a 1-year-old's hand.
Commercial potential for me, 2, maybe 3 tops.
Bob Meehan, what's with all the bold H in these fish? No idea. Ask Canva, because that's what I copied and pasted it into, and that's what Canva decided to do this week.
Yeah, it's all about it's the week of the H.
Marks out of 10, starting with Doc Green. 1.
Come on, Chris. That's par. That's
evil.
No. Have a word with yourself, Chris.
We're in the bottom rungs there.
We've marked that level with a blind cave loach that's never seen the light of day.
Here we go. Alan's on.
The
solid
tears
5.
Of unicorns.
Max, marks out of 10, please.
I'm giving it a 6. I think
that's high.
Oh, you absolute fool!
No, hold on a minute. No, shut up. Hold on.
There's no law and order.
This is an unusual looking fish. It's an unusual looking oddball that, in the right setup, could be probably quite an interactive, interesting pet. It's got a big eyes. It's possibly quite an active fish that looks about for its food. So it's probably not one that sits in a pipe all day and just waits for something to drop into the tank. I imagine it searches for food. It looks a bit different. It doesn't look massive. I think it's got potential. I think it looks like a decent fish to keep. I'd keep that fish.
And its name means beside anus, which I really like.
That's worth 2 points.
Okay. Max, if I'm ever in court, I do not want you to be my defence lawyer. That was terrible. That pitch.
I wouldn't be a defence lawyer.
They give me extra time.
He'd be the prosecutor. Right.
I'm going to court. I'm going to court on Tuesday.
So I preempted Max's high score there because we've had a few chats about weird gymnotiforms, and I know that you got a soft spot for them. For me, I feel like it's something that I would never. I'm sorry, mate. I think that's something I would never see ever. I think it'd disappear into a pile of leaf litter, and maybe and it's the kind of thing that it'd be difficult to know that it was eating or you know where he is or what he's up to. So it's a pretty low score for me. I think between a 1 and a 2. I don't think it's something that I would be too keen to bring home.
Can I just say something there?
Not really.
Nathan.
Yeah, no, well, hold on. I'm going to say something. Just give me a second.
Nathan.
Listen, this is the difference between me and me and the rest of you. I'm a real fish keeper. The rest of you
Max Pedley
want colourful things.
Okay, no. Yeah, Nathan, score out of 10.
I'm just waiting to see if Max is finished. You done, Max? You finished crying?
Yeah, go on, whatever.
Okay, I'm going to give it a 2.
Ah!
Right, I'm going to give it a 5 because it's actually quite interesting.
Thank you.
And that's where I am with it.
Jeremy.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Number 3 on the right, 81% decline. This, right, unhappy faces. Here we go. A new global assessment launched at CMS. That is a Probarbus julieni, I would guess. at CMS COP15 reveals a hidden crisis. Migratory freshwater fish populations have declined by 81% since 1970 as rivers are fragmented, flows altered, and pressures intensify across borders. River fish are boned. They're absolutely doomed in most of the world. And if you're migratory, forget it.
Yeah, agreed. That's what happened to the red-tailed shark, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So
I mean, go on. High Coast said they built a city on top of the red-tailed black shark.
I understood the rivers were just dammed.
Yeah. I think it's got to be dams and just weird things that fish, obstacles that fish can't pass.
James, you're a very educated zoo type conservation person. What's your thoughts on all this?
I think the pressures are going to be different from country to country. Dams for hydroelectric is a non-issue here. But we treat our rivers in a very different way as well. So the issues here are more pollution related, whereas pressures in developing countries might be more related to sustainable energy. But it's we used to I used to work for an ecological consultancy, and we used to monitor the health of water bodies.
Perfect! You're the perfect guest.
I don't know masses about it. But what I can tell you is that we used to firstly monitor physicochemical parameters, but that would only ever give you a snapshot as to the condition of that river at that moment on that day, because obviously that water is going to change in about 5 seconds. So we would use invertebrate communities to give a longer term picture of the health of the river. But the point I wanted to illustrate with that is that taking a good looking water sample the day after it's rained tells you absolutely nothing about the health of the river. It's the ecological communities associated with it that give you that long-term picture. And obviously this is an indication of the long-term health of our rivers, this kind of decline that we're seeing in fish species. And it's quite a depressing picture, isn't it?
So how do you measure the quality of water if you can't just take water samples? Because obviously you can get anomalous results. Is it looking at invertebrates and things like that?
Here we go, the biotic index.
Yes, so there'd be some high scoring taxa like mayflies, for example, and river flies, whereas sort of like a freshwater hog louse would be a pretty low scoring species.
That's pretty cool.
But there's I was speaking to somebody recently. They're using they're able to identify species present just from finding scraps of its DNA in a water sample.
eDNA.
eDNA. Yeah. I'm all over it. Oh, I'm not all
Yeah.
over it, but I'm excited by it.
If I was you, I would not be all over it if I was you, Jeremy, because you'll have a lot of crimes against you.
I'll
what's the point? It'll be all for you if you get in the water.
Yeah, I'll contaminate the DNA. But basically, I've told everyone this a million times. They use it on like coral reefs, but they also use it on freshwater, and they use it in the UK. And by taking DNA samples of random water bodies, they can find things like European eels that you're not going to find them. Do you know what I mean? But they can go, there are European eels in that lake or body of water. Also, great crested newts as well. So these randoms are coming up. It's really, really cool. So yeah, everything: plants, ducks, fish, inverts.
Right, how do I word this? In order to scan for a species, do you need to already have its DNA on record, as it were?
I asked someone that, and I've forgotten the answer. I would guess yes.
Because you could literally find new species without ever finding the new species, right?
Correct. James, any thoughts on that or any knowledge on that?
I think that you do already have to have a sample of the species DNA before you can prove, ascertain presence or absence.
Yeah.
But yeah, similarly, if you knew that you had everything else, on record, and you found what appeared to be new DNA, I'm not sure. I'm not a geneticist. That's not for me to say.
Well, I'm going to go up to Loch Ness after this. I'll see if I can find some Nessie DNA, and I could be the man that put the nail in that coffin.
Do you know what? I don't think anyone's ever thought of that, Nate. So I think you're onto something there. Plesiosaurs, here we come. And James will know how to keep them as well.
Yeah. I'll build a tank for it.
Can you make a paludarium for a plesiosaur?
I'll build you a paludarium for anything you want, Max.
Yes.
Build them for Nathan so I can keep him in my lounge.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want me in your lounge, mate.
No, I definitely would not.
You wouldn't want me there.
Go on, we've got some new bloody lurchers by the looks
Right,
of things.
here we go. Wow, you say new. Are you ready? Bottom left. Cobitus kelli, Journal of Lost Species, a new research journal, has just published a study, Putative Extinction of Cobitus kelli, evidence from repeated field surveys and hydrological collapse. There it is again. Cobitus kelli, a loach species endemic to the Göksu stream in the upper Tigris drainage in Turkey, has remained long lost since its first and only collection in 1974, when it was previously assessed even then as critically endangered. It's gone. It's gone, lads.
So, technically speaking, that means it's blind as well.
Well, if they've
see.
got a museum sample, I would do the eDNA that we've just talked about. What do you think?
Yeah, it makes sense. Just a quick one. F in the chat for Cobitus kelli, please.
What?
Yeah,
Put
F. Big
in
F.
the chat, big F in the chat for Cobitus kelli to pay your respects.
What's
F to pay
mean?
respects, folks. Means
F
pay respects.
F
Is
for
it?
respects. No, yep. Yep.
I
F in
didn't
the
know
chat.
that. I didn't know that.
Well, now you do.
But
You're
the
learning.
Lord taketh away, and he also giveth. So just as loach numbers went down by one, thank you. Just as loach numbers went down by one species, they've increased by one at the same time. Ergo, we're now level on loach species because bottom right, Clea daphangensis is a new species of cave-dwelling
Of course.
nemochilid loach described from a surface pool fed by a cave in Longtan village, Dafang County in
China.
Well done, Max.
Of course it is.
An elevation of
it's not even funny.
1,376
It's not even
meters.
funny anymore. It's not even funny.
Well, I think
just
Rip
silly
Fish in the
now.
news is having a little joke with us.
Yeah.
The pool where the new species were found is more than 21 meters long and 20 meters wide, with slow water flow,
Yeah, of
and
course it is.
located at the entrance of a cave. Specific epithet daphangensis refers to the type locality of the new species distributed in Dafang County. Max knows it well.
I've been there a few times. Yeah.
You deliver live food there, don't you?
Yeah. I go on a Wednesday afternoon to
Yeah.
Dafang.
Every Wednesday is the Dafang run. We proposed the common English name.
If we've got any listeners in Dafang and they want brine shrimp on a Wednesday, just send me a message.
Yeah.
We'll
Don't
sort
order
that
his
out.
blackworm, it's too expensive. Right.
come on,
Dafang
no.
Mountain Loach. There you go.
I wonder if any of these cave explorers searching for loaches, I wonder if any of them have nutty putty themselves yet. I wonder if they've done that. Have we lost any researchers trying to find these things? Has it happened? Are they literally just 2 feet sticking out of a crevice somewhere? And that's all there is of someone.
Hopefully so. Anyway, I've got this is where my soundbite comes in. It's about this fish.
Go on.
So here we go.
Go on.
I have returned from the grave to discover blind loaches no man ever discovered before.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Heiko Blair. I knew you wouldn't die because you told me that once. Heiko once said to me, "I cannot die." And
well, no, it came to me in a vision a couple nights ago when I was asleep, and I woke up and that was in. It like somehow messaged that on Facebook to me, so I thought, yeah, we'll share it. That's how it goes.
We'd better give it a mark out of 10. Then. We'd better give Daphangensis a mark out of 10.
Can I go first?
Max,
yeah, go on.
Max.
Do you know what? It's not the worst cave loach I've seen.
It's got eyes.
It's got eyes. It's got barbels. It has a bit of something about it. And the name, you could call it the Dafang Loach or the Daffy Loach or something like that. And people will be like, oh, that was cool.
Dafang Clam.
I don't know why that's so funny. Oh dear. I give it a 5, a 4. I'm giving it a 4.
6, 5, -5, Bob Meehan. Is that because it's like subterranean? James, marks out of 10, please.
It does look like a lot of other loaches to me, to the uninitiated.
Not
And also,
wrong.
I'm a little
It
suspicious
does.
of its cave status because it looks like it's
Big
got pretty good
eyes.
eyesight.
Yeah.
So I think it's a fibber. So I'm just going to go for somewhere in the middle 5.
Right. There may have been some other images in the paper that I've completely not used. Probably 5 or 6 different images, and some of them didn't have eyes.
Okay.
I guess that was the surface.
Hold on a minute. This is something interesting. I'm going to go in on a tangent here. So you know those blind cave Gara from Oman? Gara, is it?
Oh yeah, the
previously it was. I think they were previously going by the name of Barry May, but now I think. What's he done now?
Yeah. South facing cave. Yeah. Right, go on, Matt.
So I think they were Gara Barimia, but then somebody was like, no, they're not. They're Gara Longipinis or something like that. Anyway, long story short, Chester Zoo bred those, right? They did a hormone jobby. I don't think it was pregnant frog urine or anything like that, but they'd done the hormones. They'd got these Gara to spawn for the first time in captivity. And when I was Ask and Brian, we got some. And what was really interesting about these things is some didn't have eyes and some did. Like, they were only tiny little vestigialized, but from one batch of fry, some had eyes and some didn't, which I thought was really interesting.
All the same age as well.
Yeah,
so
all
it's
the same age.
Not a case of the eyes growing over as they get older or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. Well, look, I've literally got the textbook on Cynocyclocheilus.
That's the one I was thinking of. That famous one that made it into like national press and stuff.
Yeah. Now this is literally all of the species that they know. This book is absolutely packed with species, and I'm flicking through here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row. They've all got eyes. Vestigial eyes in some cases, but they all have eyes. So I don't think eyelessness is an immediate necessary adaptation to cave life. But as they pointed out in here, you've got the 3 types. You've got stigobiont, stigophile, and stigozines. So it's all to do with how much time. It's to do with how much time they spend in the cave. So if I remember it right around, stigobiont is perpetually in dark. That's what you tend to find the complete lack of eyes. Stigozine is species that end up in caves, but they may not spend their entire life in a cave. And stigophile are just those that are attracted to caves but do still come out, so they're in and out.
That's interesting.
So I think there's transitional ones in here that they'll breed, they'll go out of the cave, and then they'll come back to the cave. I think that's the stigozine.
Yeah.
Stuart, do you just want to give us a quick, brief rundown in a few words in the comments of how the CSG was? That would be great to find out. And we can talk about it then.
Yes, please.
Cool. Thanks for coming on, by the way. Bob Meehan, evolution in action, Max. All the eyed fry would suddenly realise they're in an evolutionary dead end. Swim towards the light and freedom. Maybe.
Beautiful.
Maybe.
Poetic.
That is about me on your... Oh, I was going to mention Israel. Are there any Israel updates, Nath?
No. In a nutshell, there's nothing really coming out of it. Israel. Freight charges out of the Far East are preposterous at the moment. Absolutely preposterous. Right. And everyone's running out of goldfish and koi rapidly. So yeah,
if you're
a bit of a mess.
If you're an Israeli koi exporter, you're doomed. I don't know if they do like a furlough thing over there or what, but no flights are leaving Israel whatsoever. So no one on the planet is going to be getting Israeli koi or Israeli rams or Israeli clownfish or anything, are they? Unless they're driving them out. I can't see them doing that. That's a big deal. If you're like GAC, former Ben Air, whose entire business is based on Israeli fish, that is a very, very dark time.
Yeah. Yep. So it's looking pretty bleak out there, especially for cold water for this year. So just have to watch this space.
Max, you deal with imports. Are you getting any updates on flights and stuff? Max?
Where's Max gone?
Max?
Sorry, I muted myself.
You absolute tool.
No,
Right.
what I was going to say is I do a delivery run to Yemen every Thursday morning. So
Oh yeah, that's
what I
on the
can
way.
yeah, what I can do is I can nip into Israel on the way back and pick up any goldfish anybody needs it. Just give me a message if you need Israeli goldfish. I'll pick them up on a Thursday.
Perfect.
What was the
Perfect.
question? Sorry.
Problem
What was
over.
the question?
Well, you kind of answered
Imports
yeah.
and freights. It's a nightmare at the minute. There's freight spaces being cancelled. How did Bob know that? Great insight there, Bob. I am indeed watching K-pop Demon Hunters again. That's the third time today. No, but freight from the Far East is a nightmare. It's the prices have doubled, and when you know the price of a landed fish in this country, about half of it's already freight. So when the price doubles, you know that it's really hard to keep up with. Yeah.
Isn't there
Nightmare.
there's an additional surcharge on Thai as well, isn't there, in a minute? Is it 10% extra on Thai?
I heard about this, yeah. Yeah, I think so. From some suppliers in Thailand. I don't know what that's for.
No
Is that
idea.
because they're flying round?
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
Well, the problem is you've got to fly around, so freight's higher because there's more fuel. But then also because the airlines know that they can charge more because everybody's desperate for freight space, they can just put the prices up. And there's less flights flying, so people are desperate to get freight space, and shipments are being cancelled left, right, and centre because we had an issue with a Sri Lankan supplier a few weeks back. They've turned up at the airport, with the fish, and the airline said no, we can't take it. Take your fish back.
Christ. So, well, there's a lesson for us all. If you've got a big body of water and you think this war's going to be drawn out, then start farming goldfish immediately.
Well, I shouldn't tell people this, but don't you think a good person to start up a UK fish farm, and me and Max discussed it, would be Max Pedley, because he's got baby brine shrimp on tap
and 20,000 acres in the garden.
But that you are Mr. Live Foods, so you could be the missing link. We have discussed it. A lot of problems would be solved if we did a Czech style, eco style hatchery type thing for the top 100 species, perhaps. You'd be the man to do it, Max. And let's face it, you've got a lot of time on your hands on a day-to-day basis.
I wish.
And James could build you a hatchery.
Oh, now we're talking.
My God. Shall we go into business together? The three
Let's
of us,
do it.
and you can just carry on doing whatever you were doing before.
Let's spend the next hour 10 talking about our business plans and how we're going to make it work.
Sound.
If Max can get past the Mallard reproduction trauma, then yes. I am seeing a therapist for that. Thank you very much, Bob.
Okay, so I think that's it for news this week. But kind of weird. We've got Brazil and China in there. Obviously, we've got an extinct loach. We've got an 81% decline in migratory freshwater species, and we've got another cave loach. But this one's got eyes. That's everything from me.
If I could circle back around to the 81% decline.
Go on.
What we could do is we could release Arizius into all the bodies of water where the fish are struggling, and we can push that book up so that they won't be an 81% decline. There'll be the same amount of fish there. It'll just be Arizius.
And complex.
Yes.
And carp.
Okay, Stuart has just got back from the CSG. He says one of the best in recent memory. Fantastic talks on Corridoradidae mimicry. That must have been Grant. The state of the Rio Xingu, with some fantastic videos of all three states of the river since the dam. Speaking of dams, how timely is that?
Yeah, that would have been a good one to see, wouldn't it?
CSG, we're going next year, aren't we, chaps? Should we do a live and just talk over everyone?
Do it. We're going to be so obnoxious.
Yeah, we'll just talk out. We'll put ourselves on the stage, just with chairs in front of the speaker, and just go for it.
Yes.
Right,
It'll
cool.
be perfect. Right, let's get into today's subject. We've got James here with us. Now, James is a brilliant tank builder, themer, enclosure designer, and a little bit of a biotoper as well.
Guilty pleasure.
Yeah. Should we start with the biotope? I think that's a good place to start. Tell us about this.
Yeah, let's have a look at that.
Tell us about that.
Oh, that's pretty.
So this is a biotope aquarium based on the South Johnston River in Australia, in Queensland.
Oh, love an Aussie biotope.
Yeah. So obviously the first challenge would be getting any Australian fish because they are not widely available to us in the UK unless it's something which also occurs in Papua New Guinea, in which case it's already in the Indonesian aquarium trade. Which is where these fish came from. In fact, it was Max who imported them for me. And the fish which we have in here are Melanotania McCullochi, McCulloch's dwarf rainbow fish, and
the Skull Creek
signifer. There's a Skull Creek locality as well.
These weren't Skull Creeks, were they?
They were not labeled as Skull Creeks, but that was on the trade list.
They're available,
which I'd seen. Pseudomugil signifer, which in Australia there also seems to be dozens of localities of, but that's not something which we would see. And a shrimp, Caridina typus. So you're probably familiar with Caridina multidentata, the classic Amano shrimp. These are the Australian Amano shrimp, or the typical Amano shrimp. Hence the specific epithet typus being the typical Caridina.
Where did you get them from? And what were they imported as? Sorry,
from Max as well, actually. And were they labelled as Australian Amanos?
I think so. Yeah, I think they came in as that. Yeah.
Wow,
these are great shrimp and incredible algae eaters as well.
Are they busier than our other ones? Are they more active?
Definitely. I've had some Amano shrimp that I've barely seen during the day, but these were very diurnally active in a brightly lit tank, which I've also seen in some planted tanks too. And I know there's some question around the which species multidentata really are as well. So I can't comment. I'm not a shrimp taxonomist, but I do believe that these were Caridina typus. And what was really striking about them is the types of algae which they ate as well. So they would even eat staghorn algae, which I think is pretty unpalatable.
Ooh. Oh wow!
Yeah, to a lot of freshwater shrimp, as well as grazing on BBA as well. Yeah,
holy heck!
I swear, you heard it here first. Well, I read it in a shrimp forum first, but now I'm bringing it to the masses. A brilliant shrimp. And also, a biotope correct for this display. So,
and what plant is that? Sorry, is that Vallis nana?
It is Vallis nana. Yes. So, a lot of the reading which I did around the river systems, and specifically South Johnston River, suggested that there were massive flowing beds of Vallis nana. I saw some really cool drone footage overhead of a bed, would you say? I'm not sure, of a Vallis nana. It looked incredible. I think the temptation when you create a planted aquarium is to put like 20 different plant species in there in a small space, but in reality, in 4 cubic feet, you are not going to find that much plant diversity.
Less is more.
Yeah, it also, if you've got 20 tanks to theme, which I haven't, I actually only had the one, but you're not going to make them all look different if they've all got a bit of everything in. So trying to stick to I love a theme, and trying to keep everything pretty kind of not minimal. I'm not saying it's not a minimalist aquarium, but not trying to use tons of everything. I think it's much bolder impact.
Yeah. And it looks like that snapshot, like Nathan was saying about obviously everything changes, but that looks like as if you're underwater and you took a photo and they're all swimming through. You got your Vallis, you got your shrimp, you got your signifer and your McCullochi. It's job done. I think that's a great biotope and so refreshing not to be South America, whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I wanted something quite, clear and bright. You mentioned that it looks like you're underwater. I'm glad you think that. You've probably seen the products like the ADA light screen and those rear illuminated aquariums. Yeah. So that's what I've done here. Something which really struck me about the lots of the underwater footage which I'd looked at. So I was looking at things like Jason Solder's YouTube channel, Australian Biotopes, which is great. So he's a really keen naturalist and fish keeper who makes videos And a lot of those will be sticking a GoPro into a stream and recording all of the biota there, and just sometimes just leaving it running for 20 minutes and watching the fish swim by, which is beautiful. Great to watch.
It's the best bit, isn't it? It's the best bit. That for me is what YouTube is all about. Every week I go on about it. I've watched them this week. Underwater habitat videos just tell me everything I need to know. Do you know what I mean?
Ivan Nicolji's channel, for example. Great, isn't it?
I mean,
we need to get him on.
I shared some with Max and Nath this week of some underwater footage of white cloud mountain minnows in the wild.
Nice.
So beautiful. They looked like neon tetras, actually. They were shining kind of greeny, bluey like the juveniles get. It was just so refreshing. I saw a semifasciolatus barb swimming past as well, and straight away you're just thinking, right, it's those rocks, it's that sand, there's no plants.
They're the gold barb, aren't they? But they're natural.
Exactly.
Forms. Yeah,
the
right.
red belly.
Yeah. And straight away I was just like, God, that's good. It just made me want to keep white clouds instantly in like a biotope correct setting. It was beautiful.
And even the most very basic of fish displayed in a naturalistic setting, I think is really inspiring and cool to look at. I'd rather see a well executed biotope with some easy fish than an oddball in a pretty bland aquarium with in confined space.
You're not
Yeah,
wrong.
right.
Was that for a client, or was it at your house, or was it a public aquarium or a zoo?
This was actually for me. This is my own aquarium. Yeah.
Nice.
This is my living room tank. It's a 5 foot by 18 inch by 2 foot. So it's relatively shallow front to back. So that was a little bit of a design challenge with the scaping to try and make it look deeper. But I used a couple of aquascaping tricks to try and create a bit of an impression of depth. So if you look at the sandy area, you see that it's kind of creating a V, sort of funneling, tapering towards the back. So there's a bit of a vanishing point. These are some aquascaping tips which I picked up out of George Farmer's book and applied them to this, and they worked a treat. So I've struggled with layouts in the past to make them look convincing or to make them look interesting to look at, and the things that I think work well here are that I simplified it and I followed a few simple rules which worked well. So one of those was to bring the bulk of the hardscape into the foreground, the larger items, and create an area of about 20% of shadows in the foreground. So it kind of appears that
like perspective, you put the big stuff at the front and the smaller stuff
at the back. Yeah.
Steve,
so you see some of these incredible like Indonesian dioramas of like, they look like a path through the woods and it goes on for miles. I couldn't quite achieve that here, but I had a little go with, if you see in the background, some of the pieces of hardscape are smaller versions of what's in the foreground to give that kind of impression of it. It goes away and it sort of disappears into the background.
And what did you use to do that backlighting, James?
Oh yeah, so it's a few techniques in the end. So I tried with a translucent spray paint on the back of glass, and it looked terrible because the light illuminated every single splatter of paint. So that didn't work. So that came off, and then I put a frosted vinyl background on.
Yep.
And then using the same spray paint, I then sprayed a piece of Perspex with a bit of a gradient and put that behind the vinyl. So the vinyl softened my terrible paint blending. And then I had a gradient with more down the bottom and less at the top. In the photograph, as you look at it, it looks white at the top. And I think it's just the way the camera's picked up where the light is. Actually, there was a bit more of a blended gradient in the real thing. And the paint pretty well matched what I thought was a really nice color of some of the footage that I'd seen in Jason Saunders' videos of this nice kind of turquoisey hue that the rivers there seem to have.
Looks awesome. I really like that one, mate. Really like it.
Cheers. Oh, another species which I added to this as well as not evident in the photo is Neratina puligera, the military helmet snail. It's not the most attractive looking snail, but while I was doing my research for this, I was looking I found this great website, the Atlas of Living Australia, which was like an interactive map. It showed you could look for a specific grid reference and see what species were there. So I found South Johnston River. The snail was not actually present on Atlas of Living Australia, but I did find a record of it from an Australian snail shell collecting website. So if you think you've got a niche hobby, then you want to meet some of these guys.
I love that. What a rabbit hole to go down.
It really was.
I was watching some Australian fish collecting stuff recently. I don't know the name of the guy, but he's quite good anyway. He's got a fish shop, but he hooked up with like local people who catch blue eyes and stuff. And some of the locations, I mean, talk about threatened species. Some of these rainbow fish populations are in the tiniest creek in a ravine in like the middle of nowhere inland, and they're at risk just from everything, aren't they? You know, the water table being pumped out, drying up, etc. They're properly isolated, and they need to be catalogued soonish because there's just so many there. Keeping fish simple, that's the one, Doc Green. Yeah, he's actually good. Good fish keeper. Australia's fascinating. Really like it. What's next, Max?
What's next? Let's have a look. Let's pull up another image. Let's go with.
Can I just say one more thing about that bite? It's just on the subject of keeping fish simple. Something that I really wanted to achieve was keeping the energy cost of running an aquarium down, and I kept this at 22 degrees. So I thought this was a really nice way of having a tropical looking tank without running it at 30 degrees. Challenge myself to see what I could do to kind of reduce the running costs of this. I didn't really test that. I didn't put a meter on, but I'm going to assume that by not having it at in the high temperatures, that I probably saved some money there too.
Yeah, for sure.
How long were you running that tank for?
About 2 years. And
so you got some nice maturity out of the rainbows then?
Yes, yeah, they were gorgeous.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, very cool.
We like that, don't we? We like that.
I love it. It's
anybody in the if there's anybody in the comments that want to ask any questions, please do ask questions, and we'll make sure to bring the comments up. Certainly, if you've got any questions about this display or any other things that we're discussing with James.
The males had a stunning copper flash on the forehead, which was great to see. I saw some great photographs. I mean, it looked like metallic orange. It looked like a Quality Street. They never really quite looked like that.
Turn it on and off.
Yes, yeah.
And what is it with male rainbow fish on a Sunday morning? Is when they seem at their most freakiest. They're whether
I read something about the morning sun on the tanks.
Yeah, definitely.
But why Sunday?
I guess because that's when you're looking at you're not at work.
Are they Christian?
Probably.
Yeah, Sunday best.
Yeah. Right. Let's get another picture up. Let's go with this here.
Oh, that looks smart.
Yeah.
What have we got, James? Take us through
it. So this is a room which we installed for Lancaster and Morecambe College. So a lot of the work we've been doing recently has been in education for places like land-based colleges who are offering animal care. So this is an aquatics-based classroom, effectively. So this is where students studying animal care will come in and learn about fish.
It's clean. It's very clean. It's very smart.
It's very fresh, isn't it?
It's
brand spanking new there. It's day one, so there's no animals in there at this point. I've just finished the install.
So a lot of people watching this won't really understand. Maybe that's harsh to say, but a lot of people won't understand how these land-based colleges work. So typically, when you think of a fish room, you'd think of loads and loads of tanks of the same size, cramming in as many as you can. Obviously, this isn't quite like that. What's the difference? Why is this why are the tanks all different sizes? Talk us through that, would you?
Yeah. So I think people try to seek uniformity when they're creating racking systems just because it fits neater into that space. But you're probably compromising the types and sizes of tanks that you could have. So we did achieve some uniformity with the cladding, but these, like you say, are all different sizes. They're all doing different jobs. So the one on the left, it's just cut out of the picture actually, but that's a drop-off tank. So it's a marine drop-off tank, which is going to be a mixed reef. The one next to it is a 6x2x2 South American themed freshwater tank for an Oscar. And in the background, you can see a rock theme. I've also got another picture of this later on. No spoilers, but a rock themed terrapin pool. And then the two to the right, two racking systems to the right, are like, you know, it's Gen Pop, let's say. So this is the community tanks which they could keep most species in, but they're pretty big compared to, you know, most sort of aquatic retail racks. The tanks which are on there are 4x2x2, so you know, pretty heavy tanks up there. Yeah, this whole thing's holding, you know, like 800 kilos kind of thing, which is pretty substantial. So we do all of our frames in welded powder coated steel rather than aluminium, so they're super strong to have all that weight up top.
Just looking at the drop off tank, do you build those tanks or do you get them built for you, or how does it work?
We build all of this, yeah. So
so there are obvious design, not issues, kind of challenges drop offs. The balance of the weight, how do you get it? You know, it's got to be supported, hasn't it? Because otherwise you're in trouble. Just take us through that.
So that's a shame I can't show you some pictures of the inside, but we build a steel frame first and foremost, and it's built out of 50mm box section, so it's incredibly strong. If I'm unsure on something, I tend to over-engineer it. So there's I've no real concerns about the uneven loading there. It's not a huge drop off as they go. It's 4 foot wide and it's 120 centimeters wide, 70 centimeters deep at its deepest, and 40 centimeters deep on the other side. So there's not a huge weight imbalance, but obviously the bigger that tank gets, the more you would notice that. But no, a quality, sturdy steel frame should take care of that, you know, uneven loading.
That room is moisture-inducingly nice. The possibilities, yeah, it's kind of there's a bit of everything going on there, isn't there? We could all have a bit of fun in there, I think. Yeah,
I wanted to give some variety there. So, you know, there's a zoo-themed, aquatic reptile enclosure in there. There's a cool, you know, biotope potential South American tank. I know there's Java fern in there. We'll overlook that bit for now. Oh yeah, okay. So this is the terrapin pond. With some rock theming and some nice commercial filtration in there as well. Did I send you another version of that, Max? With the
you didn't? No, I've just literally gone on and found that.
That's fine. Yeah, no worries.
That's the only one I've got at the minute.
But you can see over to the right, there's a nice commercial filtration system there with a pressurized sand filter, UV sterilizer, and a heater as well.
That's the effect that we want to get for a few turtles, isn't it?
It is. It's maybe somewhat over the top, but also from an educational point of view, it's great for the students to be able to work with that kind of equipment, which is industry standard. It should be industry standard in a quality zoo enclosure. Start to understand how some of these things work and what they look like, and not be scared of them.
I'm still scared of them.
And the rock work you made. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. So this is all made out of concrete. So the structure underneath is a fiberglass pond.
Talk us through that, please.
So my best advice to anybody who wants to try and make this is the first thing you should start off with is a really good sketch, or better still, a plasticine model of what you want to try. As ridiculous as it sounds, of what you want to try and achieve.
That makes sense.
Because when you start to get into the early stages and it looks nothing like, it's very good to have something to refer to. So the first stage is to build up what we call an armature, and that is made out of generally speaking, in a zoo exhibit, it would be wire mesh, expanded metal lath, and a 6mm and 8mm wire or 8mm rebar, and you would create a structure which is imagine if you were drawing learning to draw, and you're drawing in 3D and you draw the lines, to kind of create the 3D shape of an apple, those kind of pictures. Yeah. So you're effectively creating that out of wire, and then you would wrap that in mesh. So now you've you've padded out that structure, and you've got something which you can start to put the concrete onto. There are some considerations. Obviously, if you're going to be doing this for something which is going to hold salt water, you don't want steel in the armature. So you do this with PVC pipes and plastic, but for the purposes of this exercise, we'll do it in mesh. Then you go over it with a first coat of cement. They call that the scratch coat. It's just a case of getting it on, get it to stick to the mesh. And
any particular type of cement?
There are all kinds of different mixes. There are some pre-made blends like Weber Rend and K Rend, which some people use. There are even some very highly specialized systems which are not widely available in the UK, which is specifically designed for public aquariums. But you can also just use 3-to-1 sand to regular cement. There are all kinds of different additives that you could use, plasticizers and waterproofers for achieving different things depending on what you want to try and make. And some of the guys who are day in, day out professional concrete artisans will have their own preferred blends and really get into what their gauge and their mix consists of. But when you're working all over the place, you need to make sure that you can get hold of these things, and you're always going to be able to get hold of sand and cement. So
right. And does that leach, or do you need to seal it afterwards?
No, it does leach, yes, and that's something to be aware of. So for the first few months, that it will raise the pH massively. So you need to perform quite a few dump and fills until that leaching stops happening. There are options to seal it, and there are sort of waterproofers and sealers which you can add to the mix. I don't really like painting over it with any kind of pond paint or anything like that. I don't think that really solves the issue. Eventually the water will get behind it anyway, unless you've completely coated the whole thing, tanked it, which is not happening in this case.
Question, James, do you use that fibro mix stuff that I use to render ponds in to prevent cracking?
Fibro mix, do you mean like adding chopped strands, fiberglass into my mix so that it creates like a hairy plaster? Is that what you mean?
It sounds like it, yeah.
So yeah, on the first coat, the base coat or the scratch coat, and I will add I'll add chopped strands, so it creates, if you've never lived in an older house and seen like those old horsehair plasters, plaster and lath ceilings, it's the same kind of thing. It's a hairy plaster, and it helps the mix stay together and to stick onto the mesh. Yes, that's it. I do use it only in the base coat, not on the top coat, because I don't want the little fibers sticking out.
Did I see you've done like not courses, kind of sessions of like how to do this as well with students?
Yeah. Yes. So I will put my hand up and say that I am not a full-time professional concrete artisan. I can do it. There are certainly people who can do a much better job than me. But for anybody who wants to learn it, who's never done it before, then I can definitely show you. And I've done this at a few generally at conferences for animal keepers. So they'll have a breakout session, a workshop, and for a couple of hours we can try building some small rocks. But I also ran one for a college recently, which went really well. So they did all of the rock theming, and I turned up for 3 days, told them what equipment to buy, what materials to buy, and I showed them how to do it, and they built their own rock work. They made a tree, so they went from never having done it before to making a really cool tree in an aviary. So yes, I can show people how to do it.
That's awesome, and I think I love that job title, concrete artisan. I didn't even know it existed, but that's now what I want to be as from now. And
there's some wicked pages.
Well, do you know, it's funny how algorithms work, right? So they obviously know I've been talking to you this week because suddenly my Facebook is filled up of concrete sculptures, right? But people are putting them in their houses now, aren't they? People are having like fake rock walls, and that is taking off. That's about to be a massive thing.
It's so cool.
Yeah, very trendy. So I've seen a few of the rock theming pages which I follow on Facebook. Yeah, some of the guys are doing that, and I imagine they're charging a lot more per square meter than they are for doing theme parks. For putting these in millionaires' bathrooms and staircases. I love the potential, the idea of integrating that rock theming style with a pond or a waterfall and some live plants, living wall, kind of, like an open fronted zoo exhibit. Doesn't even have to be, heavily stocked, more just for the display. Integrating that kind of biophilic design into people's homes. The rocks are, on its own, for me personally, is a little bit sterile. I think it needs some moss growing on it.
Yeah. But how? Just a thought. How if you've got a big enough space in your house or whatever, even just a scaled down version of this would be so much cooler than just a tank.
Yeah.
I'd like to see these in like hotel foyers and places
it's
like
brilliant.
that.
I think they look amazing. They look amazing. Like if I had a big house and loads of money, I'd pay for you to come in and do something like this. It'd be brilliant.
You have got loads of money.
I don't.
So happens you have, Matt.
I definitely. I wish I did. Matt, I wish I did because I'd have one of these.
You're coming to
collect horses
Balmoral as we speak. Yeah.
Yeah, live from Balmoral. Come here, Butler.
Yeah. No, you're right. Me and James were talking about this, and this is what Instagram's good for. Instagram's terrible for everything, especially animal abuse. But you see these massive Indonesian open palidaria terraria now, where it's like they're just getting bigger and bigger, aren't they, James? They're just whole trees
as well. Yeah.
Amazing.
I think for some of those guys, like Monstera and exotic epiphytic ferns and bromeliads and stuff, they can probably grow them outside. So these are things they're buying as gardens from garden centres, as like bedding plants and perennials. Whereas for us, it's like 20 quid for a small bromeliad. It's going to cost thousands to plant something of that scale. I imagine it's a lot more achievable when those things will grow outside in your in your native climate.
It's just next level though, isn't it? It's that kind of outside inside kind of air water interface thing, the whole nature it's just brilliant, isn't it? It just makes sense.
Out of interest, Nathan and Jeremy, and also you, James, as well, what would you, if this was in your house, this particular display, and people in the comments, please do also comment, what would you stock it with?
Cichlids. Probably African. Tanganyika. There you go. Final answer.
Okay.
Just Lamprey.
Good choice.
Maybe something like a gar would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an obvious one. Yeah, archerfish.
Yeah.
Nathan, what about you? You literally just beat me to archerfish. Now I've seen one that James has done, which was for archerfish, had the overhanging tree over the top. That's exactly what I would have. And I'd go brackish. I wouldn't do the clouded arches. I'd go properly old school. Is it Jaculatrix now?
Yeah.
I'd have a group of those. Yeah.
Has that got a waterfall, James? Is that a running waterfall at the back?
It is. Yes. Right. So there's
it would have to be Hillstream loach. It would have to be something like gobies and gastromyzon that are going to migrate up the wall. Oh,
yes.
So cool.
I would
Sicyopterus.
Bob's beating me to it. I'd go with cave loaches. No,
with the lights on.
I don't know. It's so difficult. I don't know what I'd go with for that. There's the possibilities are endless.
I planted up as well. Speaking about, obviously that's terrapins, but I planted up.
I'd probably go stingrays, I think, so I can look.
Do you know what?
Oh, nice. Okay.
I've just had a bit of a brainwave on this one as well.
Go on.
I would go for a shallower version with more emphasis on concrete shelf, like a beach area, and I would go polyterrace. How cool would that be? Some really, really big polyterrace in there, and just literally try and make it look like something from the Jurassic era. Try and get sort of like classic ferns. Like I've got my dinosaur biotope. Even get James to put me in like put me in like a raptor footprint in the concrete on one side. It's like that's just dinosaur really me up.
Cool. Dinosaurs didn't exist though. Remember, Nathan?
No, that's true. That is very, very true. They are a lie.
Fossilized footprint.
Yes. Yeah, we'll go with the footprint at least.
Would be very cool. It would be very cool with ferns and that sort of thing. That'd be brilliant.
Exactly. Just really ancient plants, and just try and find what they'd have on the shoreline in that sort of early polyterrace era.
On the subject of polyterrace, did you see that thing where they'd raised some Senegalus in really shallow water, and it basically changed the morphology, and they were walking rather than swimming?
No.
Oh, this is a whole thing. Basically, some guys raised some Senegalus larvae in what was essentially a very, very humid environment on some sort of mesh. So the top of the body was always out of the water, and the whole morphology of these things changed as they were developing, and essentially they just walked instead of swimming.
Wow.
And they were never fully submerged, these fish. They were never ever fully submerged. They got them up to adults without ever submerging these fish completely. There was always part of the fish out of the water.
Was this a study, Max, or was this?
It was a study. Yeah, I did it in my garage.
Was this a fever dream?
I'm joking. No. Seriously, this was a thing. I can't remember who did it, but it was a full-on study. Look, even Chris.
Hang on a minute. Was this to study the locomotion of polypterids?
I think that's what it was, but essentially
with their kind of arm socket.
Yeah, so they were only walking because there was not enough water to swim. But the fact of the matter is, they were never fully submerged, these fish, and they developed perfectly fine.
That's cool.
That's pretty nuts. That's pretty nuts. Well, okay. Well, if we're going kind of dreamscapes, I'd go a lot bigger so that I could get in it and just do. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd have that, but what, 3-4 times the size, and just kind of shallow areas and deep areas, and oh god, that'd be. I think I'd go Central America then.
Really?
I'd go Central America. Yeah, I'd
That'd be
up
cool.
the rock, and I'd have cichlids and live bearers and cool stuff like that.
Massive selfie mollies. Proper aggressive selfie mollies at 6 inches. They would be amazing in there. Yeah.
What's happened to proper selfie mollies? They used to have them in shops when I was a kid.
You can still get hold of them, but realistically, they need brackish water. The ones that you can get hold of now. I mean, if you stick them in a system, they're not going to do well. They people sort of get 50 of these in from Singapore at a good size, stick them into a 2-foot tank, and the males absolutely destroy each other after a short while.
10,000-gallon discus tub. I like it. Wild discus, I'd have to go. I'm a bit.
Of course.
I'm a bit funny like that.
Of course. Oh, the possibilities are endless though with something like this.
Really like it.
There's some plants in here which are obviously very small at this stage, but the idea is that hopefully in time they'll grow out over the water, and it's Ficus benjamina, which is the ficus tree house plant, which almost everybody has seen. The little
leaved one,
yeah. This is more like a kind of a normal form, shall we say. It's not one of these little kind of dwarfed ones which you get. So the hope is that in time the branches will reach out over the water, hopefully send some aerial roots down into the water too, which I've seen it do over paludariums before. So
that's really cool.
Yeah, it's going to take a bit of time.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Really nice. Really
nice. we like that, don't we? We like that. We like it a lot. Should we look at another picture?
Yes, please.
By the way, it's worth remembering that this is the freshwater network. We don't have to just talk about fish, and all of these images are going to be related to fishing one way or another. James will explain, but they're not just fish, and that's the excitement of it. So we'll go with this one next.
Oh yeah, this was a fun one today.
Now I like that. Can you tell us a bit about that, please, James?
Sure. Well, so this is a paludarium which I installed for Askham Bryan College in another aquatics classroom, similar to the one which we just looked at. And this was designed for cinnamon frogs. And I went pretty heavy on the planting. It's pretty much all plants, really, isn't it? And used a hydroponic textile, I suppose you could call it, a product called EpiWeb. And the structure is actually suspended from the ceiling, and a central return pipe that goes up and fills up. I don't know if you can just see above the edge of the planting. There's a kind of the visible edge of a black triangle. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So that's like a sort of triangular trough which I made, and it's perforated, so it fills up with water, and then water runs out the little holes to sort of evenly irrigate the EpiWeb for the plants to grow on. So it's effectively creating like a kind of trickle filter, or also like a phyto filter as well. And in very short amount of time, this thing became absolutely plastered in plants. We used loads of aquatic plants, which are kind of, you know, happy to grow emergently, and tropical terrarium plants, which are happy to grow with their, you know, with their feet wet all the time.
Yeah.
So we were, you know, we're growing hydroponically using Tropica fertilizer. Yeah.
James, that fenestrated plant that I can see on the right, is it a midrium or is it Rhaphidophora?
It's Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, yeah.
Okay.
So it's a sort of Southeast Asian version of Monstera. It's an aroid, but it's not, you know, the classic Monstera deliciosa.
They call it the mini Monstera, don't they?
Mini Monstera, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool plant. Go on, what other plants have we got in there? Is there a bit of ficus?
There's
Ficus pumila?
I don't think I put Ficus pumila in there because it tends to take over, but there were plenty of other things which did take over in the end anyway.
What are the small leaf things then? I'm trying to work out what it is.
Hydrocotyle verticilliata is at the front, yeah, and it
cool.
went absolutely rampant. It's a great plant for this kind of setup, and it cascades as well really nicely.
Yeah,
a very delicate leaf.
Do you know,
on
on the subject of hydrocotyle, Nathan, you once put a piece together in Practical Fish Keeping many, many moons ago. And it was a beautiful aquascape that had hydrocotyle coming out over the side of the tank and coming down. And the hydrocotyle actually dropped lower than the base of the tank, like over the side. It was stunning. It was
really cascades, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a few people that have done that as well. I remember Sanjeev Kumar, who had it was literally a tree trunk in the middle of must have been 8 or 10 foot long tank. And he'd actually started off with hydrocotyle on the base of the tank, and it had crept up the side of the trunk and just formed this.
That might have been it.
Yeah, it's like this sort of 2 foot forest of hydrocotyle just bulging over the top and out the water. It's amazing. But on the flip side, it caused so much evaporation, as I recall. Just from them, the capillary action of them just sucking all the water out. It was losing like inches every day just to this.
Is it? Hold on, which way around is it? Is it photosynthesis or respiration? Respiration creates water.
Respiration.
So if they're respiring, they're just going to be throwing water out,
belching it.
Well.
Yeah.
Deneng 0259. That is awesome. What are the dimensions?
On the base, it's 75 by 75. Transpiration. It's 75 by 75 centimeters, and it's 120 centimeters tall.
Cool. So that's got quite a significant water section as kind of terrariums, paludariums go. Was there anything in the bottom, or is that for tadpoles, or how does it work?
That will be it.
Ethyl alcohol.
The land area was actually built up out of black plastic egg crate. So there's nothing sort of bulky or, you know, mounds of substrate or anything like that. The hardscape itself weighed next to nothing because the land was made out of yes, it does need a constant trickle. So I'll get the land area is made out of egg crate, and the living wall was made out of epiweb. So it's all synthetic and very sort of lightweight. Interestingly, you can't really see so well in this picture, but if you were to look at it edge on, the thickness of the sort of the living wall panel is only about 40 millimeters, and it's supporting a huge amount of plants. Awesome. Just by growing hydroponically, it's quite an effective way of growing a lot of plants in a small space.
Any fish in the bottom?
They put some ember tetras in at some point, I believe, but I don't think they have fish in there now.
Flame tetras they put in.
It was flame tetras.
Yeah. What were they? Cinnamon frogs? Nyctixilus is it? Nyctixilus?
Nyctixilus pictus.
Yeah, where are they an Asian species? Southeast Asia. Philippines.
I'm going to say Indonesia, but I don't know exactly where.
Let's find out. Should we find out where they're from? I'm intrigued now.
What lighting is that, James? Is that reptile lighting or plant lighting or?
Oh yeah, that is. We use 4 Kessel A180s. Is it Is it 180 or 160? You know the lighting.
160, I think, isn't it? Yeah.
A160s, yeah.
A160s. They're A160X with the spectral controller, because I think the X meant that they were controllable with a device. I mean, most of these things are all now app controlled and sort of Wi-Fi connectable, but this was just on the cusp of that happening. So to have a separate control module still felt pretty high tech.
Okay.
Any filtration on that?
So there's a sump in the cabinet. and it has 2 100 micron filter socks just to behave as mechanical filtration and catch any sort of leaves and detritus which could otherwise get stuck in the pump. But the biological filtration, I think all the nitrification is happening in the EpiWeb, because it's basically a trickle filter, and probably a lot of these plants are using ammonia and urea at source before it even gets converted. So yeah, that was the filtration.
It's so cool.
Did you have to use a fertilizer? Yes, use Tropica Specialized fertilizer.
You said,
yeah. So quite unceremoniously just pipetted in an amount once per week. I left this with the keepers and they carried on with that. In the past, I've had sort of doses set up so that it doses a set amount a day with a peristaltic pump. But because we weren't too worried about overloading the water for algae or anything like that, because the light wasn't really getting down there, I think we were putting in quite a lot.
Well, I mean, you'd need it for that much plantage.
So we got a question, Deneng0259. It is bigger than it looks. Have you ever tried to build with a slow-moving plenum substrate?
I don't think I know what that is. A slow-moving plenum substrate, doesn't it?
So a marine plenum is a deep substrate where everything all the biology happens in the the substrate, kind of 4 inches deep and over. So slow-moving
like
plenum, maybe it's but with soil probably, I would guess.
Ooh.
Okay.
That'd be interesting.
That's a new one on me. I'm going to do my homework on it and find out a bit more about what that means and how we could possibly use that.
I've seen that. I've seen that some shrimp breeders are bringing back undergravel filters and using aqua soil. Do you know what I mean? They're using soil and the undergravel, which I'd quite like to play about with.
There is a downside to that, though. There is a downside. I've been using a few of those in the shop. They're fine until you actually disturb the substrate. And the thing with those substrates, of course, is they really do hold on to total ammonia nitrogen. So there's loads of ammonia and ammonium locked up in that, which is great if it's just got that consistent slow flow of an undergravel. But the moment you do something, if you accidentally uproot a plant, you release a huge swell of ammonia into the tank. You get a sudden spike. So they're a bit of if you don't ever touch a substrate, great. But the moment you touch a substrate, it's game over.
Yeah, that'd be a nightmare.
I can imagine that being really good for sort of nutrient transport across the roots as well, because you're going to be drawing all of the water, past past all the roots of the substrate. Otherwise, it'd just be pretty passive, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But the storage of that substrate and how ready it is to release when it's been separated apart, when it's been ruptured, that it pumps out a lot of ammonia. A heck of a lot of ammonia.
Yeah, I should. You guys have just reminded me. A plenum has that void underneath, that dead void.
That's it. Dead inch, isn't it?
Right, okay. So what do? You're supposed to siphon out from that void, or
you're not meant to touch it.
Don't leave it.
You're not even meant to do this. It's the flow of nutrients, and it used to be the whole anaerobic thing. The anaerobic thing does the nitrates underneath and the slow flow of water, but there are much better ways to reduce nitrate these days than to do
water changes.
This anaerobic thing where it's just like, and a couple of things I learned when I was in certain parts of the industry is that anaerobic bacteria, they don't want to be in the middle of a rock or the bottom of a plenum. They actually want to be where the nitrate source is, which is right next to the nitrifying bacteria. So it's a bit of a myth about the whole, they want to be in the deepest, darkest, slowest flow. No, they don't. They want to be where the food is. And in a thick biofilm, you can actually get anaerobes and aerobic bacteria in the same biofilm because one is feeding off the other.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Just
that's interesting. So I've been...
Go on, James. No, you go.
So I'd always been led to believe that they're in the darkest recesses of some deep sandbed somewhere, but it makes perfect sense what you just said.
If there's nothing there, you can't survive on it, can you?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. They'll be codependent.
We used to cut ceramic meat, not like small biomax, that's good, but like great big like pond trickle filter media, like great big ceramic blocks. You cut through it with a hacksaw. In the middle, there's nothing there. It's not some super colony of bacteria. It's just nothing because all the action is going on the outside. The water, the food, the air, the nitrates. Anyway,
James, do you remember? I mean, look at Nathan's name's kind of quite funny, but do you remember the first thing that happened on this job?
I do. Go on. Do you want to?
So this is my old college, by the way. So I remember when this was all set up, and the idea was brilliant, but some of the builds maybe weren't built to last, were they? So they had they basically had a couple of acrylic tanks on the left, where you see that big tank there on the left. There was a few acrylic tanks, and they were onto a corridor.
Oh, the tanks that we took out.
Yeah, so there's a big corridor there where the public can actually see the tanks. Now
these are not out my tanks, by the way, just for full disclosure.
No, not James. It's not James. It's not James.
We're removing these.
Yes,
make way for some new ones.
Uninstalling. So they were. How thick was the acrylic on those tanks? It must have been 4-inch, 3 or 4-inch.
The ones we polished or the ones we removed?
The ones we removed.
Oh, they weren't thick as that, but they were still pretty hefty. I'd say probably somewhere in the order of about 30 mil. But still,
is that all they were?
Yeah, but
you were small then, Max.
Yeah, you were tiny.
I was much smaller at the time. It felt bigger. I've grown a lot.
Curly whirlies were bigger than Max.
Yeah, they were.
You were Max
anyways, so they were. I've not paid for the subscription to Life yet. I was just on a free demo. Anyway, so they had these acrylic tanks in with this thick acrylic, and one of the tanks was chilled. It was a native marine tank.
Yeah, go on.
Jeremy.
Just keep going, Max. Keep powering through.
Oh, dear. I don't know if I can. Look at him. He's falling apart. He's a broken man. Oh, look at the comments. Look, there we go. The same size as that knife fish on Jeremy Beadle's hand. Brilliant. So what was happening is this tank was descended into chaos again.
We've only got 8 viewers.
I've got one of Jeremy Beadle's feet here.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Right, reset. Come on. So one of these tanks was chilled, and it was getting basically loads of condensation from this corridor that was really warm and humid, and the water was actually going into the wall. I don't know if you remember that. It must have been some sort of MDF that had just puffed out. Anyway,
that's right. Yeah, not a good material for
not a good idea. We had to get these tanks out. They'd been built on site. We had to get them through a little door, didn't we?
Yeah, they were too big to fit through the door.
They were too heavy and too big to get through the door, so we had to break them. What did we start off with? It was like an
angle grinder.
An angle grinder.
We tried to cut them with an angle grinder.
It just wasn't happening, was it?
It was a brick saw actually, and it didn't work.
It just wasn't going through.
And then we realised that with some surgical demolition, actually using a wood chisel, if we hit them in just the right place,
wood chisel and a hammer. They just went.
It's quite effective, though, wasn't it? Yeah.
It's like one tap with this wood chisel and a hammer, and the tank just went, nope, not going to be a tank anymore.
Yeah. Well, you had to get the right spot.
We killed 3 students that day.
And built them into a concrete display thing.
Bob, I do know who Jeremy Beadle is. My mum's got a weird obsession with Jeremy Beadle jokes. And,
why do you think he looks a bit Jeremy Beadle-y?
Me and my uncle actually.
When he brings his mum into stuff and his uncle, I do know who they were. They're from the 90s. My uncle told me.
I'll get a picture. I will get a picture out. I'll get a picture out for next week. Me and my uncle designed a Christmas card for it. It was Jeremy Beadle in a Santa outfit, and it said, "Santa's sack was huge this year, but on the other hand, it was quite small."
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, it was a fun task breaking those tanks, wasn't it? And they were dirty. They were scratched to hell. You couldn't even see in them anymore.
And that's my bugbear with acrylic. Actually, it always does end up, in a pretty poor state after having a few staff turnovers, which is a shame because it's it's an expensive material to work with. The tanks are great when they're new, but a bit of rough handling and it looks terrible.
There was a big acrylic tank that we covered in PFK once, and it was owned by the then footballer Stephen Ireland, who played for Manchester City. And he had this kind of famous tank at the time, and but it was acrylic. And the first lot of people just sold him like small reef fish, and it was fine. And then he went off-piste and broke off with them and just started buying his own fish, including this huge puffer fish. and the pufferfish was just scoring its own name along the acrylic as it's like going up and down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You may as well have used a compass from a pencil case. It was just like absolutely just, and you know they swim in that kind of figure 8 as well.
Yeah.
It's just,
I've seen a few of those. Yeah.
Oh dear. But yeah.
Oh,
right.
hang on.
Go on.
I met Beadle on a school trip to a bookshop in Manchester. He told us to piss off and we wouldn't be getting an autograph.
Well, it would have been a very small autograph.
Very scribbly in a child's crayon.
I love celeb stories like that. My uncle met Chrissy Hine once, and is that the Pretenders? Yeah. And she told him to piss off as well. He just said, "Hi, you're Chrissy Hine." Well, no, she said the F word. She said "F off," and that's my uncle's claim to fame.
On the subject of celebrities with different hands, I met.
That's niche.
Well, it is quite niche. I've met the same
Captain Hook.
You know, no.
Andre the Giant.
No,
Thanos.
Not Thanos. Not Andre the Giant. Not
Yes!
Captain Hook. Oh, Alex Brooker.
Oh, go on.
Met him twice in 2 different situations. Once in Tongue Garden Centre, he was pushing a trolley around with a Christmas tree in it.
Right.
And the second time was I was bowling in Leeds and I let him out at a junction and he put his hand up at me to say thank you, except it's sort of not really a hand.
I'll be.
Moving on.
But
I'm having trouble with internal frosting inside my low iron tanks. Any tips on getting rid of the cloudy patches?
Don't look at me.
Frosting, as in like limescale build-up, do you mean? Or
I've heard about this. Aquarium Gardens used to get this. I think it's from the plant
internal
food.
frosting.
I think it's from the plant.
Is it like a?
Do you think it's iron reacting
Like
with low iron?
like a residue, or is it a? Yeah, or is it a reaction?
Yeah.
so is it sustaining on the surface of the glass itself, or
inside? Yeah.
Tell us, Alan. Is this a staining? What is it? Is it a deposit? Can you feel it?
Is it acid?
Miranda met Ozzy Osbourne.
I helped Vic Reeves hold a crab.
Did you?
No, you didn't. Did you really? Jim Moyer?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Jim Reeves. Sorry, Vic Reeves. Yeah, Jim Moyer.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was. So he loved Hastings. If you watch the some of the Vic and Bob stuff, a load of those sketches are shot. They're shot on Hastings seafront, and when he used to come down, he would pop into the Hastings sea life, and I helped him hold a shore crab.
Did you not meet Bob Mortimer?
No, Bob wasn't there. It's just Vic.
Oh, that's a shame. Bob Mortimer's my favourite comedian.
Bob's
like
great.
His names. You know, if I was Bob Mortimer, I'd call you Fred Crumpet, Nathan.
I'd put onion rings on your horses.
That's weirdo who eats bugs.
I'd paint zips on your pigs.
Let's go through some more.
Seagull at Paloma Faith.
Let's go through some more habitats because we're coming up to the quiz. So, that's those really cool reptiles. What are they called, please?
Shinosaurus, crocodile lizards.
Oh, now they're cool. They are.
They are a good-looking lizard, aren't they?
They're a really cool lizard.
Yeah, everybody wants to keep a paludarium because they think it looks cool, and they do that. I think the kind of holy grail of terrarium keeping, but there are very few species that actually like to spend half their day between the water and the land. There's certainly a lot of things which would like to split their year between the water and the land, more so like a lot of amphibians, even most of the newts which people keep tend to have a dry period and come to the water to breed. Same with a lot of frogs, but these lizards genuinely do live above water all year round, swim in it, and so it's pretty cool. Well, I think actually probably perhaps during the winter months maybe a little less so, but generally speaking, they swim and they bask above the water, which is what you want to see.
Are they more suitable than a water monitor?
They're smaller for sure, much smaller. So water monitor, we're talking like a 7-foot lizard. That's a big.
Yeah.
That's a big thing to have.
That's my reptile.
They're relatively temperate as well. They don't require really hot conditions, do they, Shinosaurus?
No, they don't. They'll have a cooler winter period, and the water could even get down to like 8 degrees. I don't know what they do at that time of year in terms of, where they presumably, I don't know if they fully brumate, but they're presumably a bit less active.
They got a bit quiet, don't they?
Freezes in their habitat. And also the semifasciolatus can be found alongside them as well. So that's quite a cool, sort of sympatric biotope companion.
Sorry, I've just seen a comment, and I think we've got to bring it up because I can't not look at it. I don't have words for that. Sorry, James. I'm so sorry about that.
I'm so jealous right now.
This podcast has descended into chaos.
So jealous.
Oh, hang on. Back on topic. Mate of mine has bred his Shinisaurus recently.
They're a live bearer, aren't they?
Yeah. They're a lifer for me. I would love to keep these. I don't currently keep any reptiles. I used to keep quite a lot. I've got one aquarium now.
Green tree monitors, didn't you?
Yeah, I had some really tasty stuff. But because I work away quite a lot now, it's not really doesn't really suit my lifestyle, unfortunately, to have a large animal collection, and it's not fair on my wife to expect her to look after it all while I'm away.
So just quickly then, James, let's tie this all into fish keeping. I'm into this kind of, if we did the whole paludarium thing, the kind of fish, plants, amphibians, and or reptiles, what kind of combos have you done? What could you recommend? What could
that's
work?
A brilliant question.
Well, so there are some longer term issues with cohabiting a lot of different species, and some of them are sometimes unforeseen. So I kept Central American geckos with Central American dart frogs, strawberry dart frogs, Euphega pumilio specifically. And although the adults got on absolutely fine, the dart frogs were breeding in the enclosure, as were the geckos. And the competition then was for tiny food for springtails, which if you're keeping like what they call a trendy term is bioactive terrarium nowadays, which coming from the breakthrough discovery that detritivores will actually eat detritus. Who knew? You'd keep a lot of springtails in there and leaf litter, which would feed your metamorphosed froglets. But I think there was a lot of competition for that tiny food. So in terms of everybody being able to complete their life cycle, that I don't think that worked particularly well, because although the adults didn't bother each other, I think there was some competition for food amongst the everybody's offspring. So you have to consider these kind of lesser seen issues. This is all going on in the leaf litter. You're not seeing this unless you sat there watching it all day every day.
Do the adults eat each other's offspring?
No, because they all eat tiny food, really.
Right.
So there wasn't any concern over that. But there has been an example with the Shinisaurus, which we're looking at here, being housed with a sympatric tree frog at a zoo. And it used to be Rhacophorus, and it's like Jangixaurus or something like that now, Fei. And they were fine for a short while.
Are they the flying frogs, or are they...
I don't know if Fei are a particularly flying one, but they're in that genus. There's a lot of Rhacophorid frogs are gliding frogs. Yeah.
Go on, sorry.
Anyway, the Shinisaurus ended up attacking them, even though it was apparently a much larger. You wouldn't really have considered it to be a prey item. They had a go.
Wow. Okay.
Fair play.
Oh, I can see some fiddler crabs. Let's talk about the fiddler crabs.
Yeah.
Bit of uka.
We're running. Sorry to cut off there. The time's flown by really quick. We definitely need to talk about this before the quiz, because this is absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Okay. So this is an aquarium that I built for research. This is at a university, and it was built for studying fiddler crab behavior. And why I really enjoy making it is because it has a tide. So it's a tidal mudflat. These are Portuguese fiddler crabs which come out to forage at low tide. So we needed to allow the tank to drain and fill twice a day with a tide which ebbs and flows. So we achieved that using a GHL Profilux controller, which is like a CPU based aquarium controller. So it has a number of inputs and a number of outputs, and the inputs can be things like level sensors, water parameter probes like temperature, pH, dissolved oxygen, conductivity, ORP, things like that. And that in turn can manipulate a series of switch channels, which can be 0 to 10 volt outputs, changing pump speeds or light levels, or they can just be switch channels turning things on and off. So in our case, we've got solenoid valves and pump speed control and inputs from level sensors, which gives us information about what's in the sump, what's in the tank, when to drain it, and what it needs to, how long the solenoid needs to stay open for. And that way we can create a tide, which could actually, we could manipulate this so that it changes by an hour every day as a tide naturally would. But the researchers actually wanted a predictable tide every day so that it would be low tide during their working hours, which is, so I suppose makes sense.
What sand is that, please?
Yeah.
Ah, right. Yeah. That is I've never seen this used before. This wasn't my idea. This is what the researchers are using. It's a Zoomed's excavator clay. So,
okay.
So it holds a burrow even when it's been submerged, and then the tide goes back out. Because if you were to use sand, it just gets sloshed about and it would disappear. So this stuff, it does hold a burrow for fiddler crabs, and it works very well in that regard. There's a lot of sediment and it stains everything a bit orangey. So that would be my caution to anybody thinking about using it.
Is it in I'm just thinking about there's we were talking about the South American Aquatect hecli, and they spawn in clay.
It's a clay-based product, I believe. So I think it probably is in there.
I would say that it's,
or to a degree,
given that we're using it, I can't apply what's safe for crabs to fish, but I would imagine crabs would be a little more sensitive to sort of metal pollutants and things like that than fish would be. But at the same
it's
time,
got alkalinity to
get out of it. Yes, yeah. They're probably less susceptible to sort of pH shifts.
They'll be very, very, very tough with pH shifts, I imagine.
Have you ever heard about? Sorry to butt in. I know some questions. What's that magic sand that little kids play with? Right. I've heard some people use
sand or something.
I've heard of kinetic sand being used in aquariums.
I haven't, but every day's a school day.
What were it called? Moon sand. Were it moon sand?
There's loads of magic sand, I think.
No, I remember. I seem to remember moon sand, and I'm younger than you, so you have to take my advice on this.
Hydrophobic sand. It's probably its technical term. So sorry. Question: Tim Smith. Are fiddlers good display animals, or found them to be quite skittish?
Well, these are Portuguese fiddler crabs, or Afruca tangeri. I think they have a wider distribution than just Portugal. And actually, the only other collection which I know which has them is at Burgers Zoo. So these are not really in the hobby per se.
They're on a lot of import lists. Tangeri. They're on a lot.
Are they?
I think they come out of Africa. I want to say they come out.
I mean, that would make sense because they could be on the north coast of Africa and in Portugal as well, for sure. Yeah, the Afruca tangeri, which confused me because I thought it was a misspelling of Africa.
Okay. Let's have a look.
But they are skittish as well, actually. Yes. So there's a curtain around the tank, which is not. I don't think it's. Yeah, you maybe can see the photograph. There's a curtain rail around it. The curtain wasn't up at that time. So they are kept in relative isolation so that the movements of the researchers don't scare them.
Were they using cameras at all? Because that would be kind of non-invasive. Yeah.
Yes, they've got tons. So the picture in the bottom middle is reached shortly after setup, but there's the researchers have added a lot more gear to the tank now, and they've got infrared cameras, and it's also they've got sort of an AI monitoring the animals so that it can recognize who's who and track their movements around the enclosure as well. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, it's quite clever stuff.
I've just had a look. Yeah, they're actually available from Lagos, Nigeria.
Right.
Okay.
So they must have quite a. Oh yeah, there we go. I'm just looking. Lives along the Atlantic coast of Western Africa and Southwestern Europe. So it's got a fair old distribution.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I guess with lots of these kind of amphidromus things, there's going to be.
They definitely get about.
Yeah, distribution along top and bottom of a continent. I can't imagine that they would make a great pet. I've got to say they're quite large.
How big are they?
They do run for cover when you come anywhere in. I'd say that some of the big males are maybe 3 or 4 inches across.
Oh, really?
Something like that. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, okay.
guess.
They're bigger than I would have thought.
But I think you mentioned to me these burrows. They were quite successful burrows, weren't they, James?
Yes, yeah. So again, probably on account of the substrate being used, but they build quite an extensive network of burrows, and they guard them, they return to them, and that's what part of the research is about as well. It's recognition of their own burrow and recognition of individuals living next door to them as well.
What was the lifespan on the burrows? Were they? I don't know. Obviously, you might not have the information, but how long was each burrow lasting before? I don't know, the water destroyed it or it collapsed.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know, but I imagine that for as long as there's a crab in there, he's going to be maintaining it.
And they actually can keep it going. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How deep was that sand pile then?
I would say so. The total height of the aquarium is 100 centimeters, and it stops about 20 centimeters below the top to stop them from climbing out. So some of the deepest burrows will be 80 centimeters deep.
Wow, that's a lot of.
What was
the reptile?
What's the footprint
of the tank?
Yeah,
it's pretty big. So it's 4.5 meters long, and and 2.8 meters wide. So we made it in 4 sections, which you can just see the sections bolted together. And each section conveniently is just about 5 centimeters shorter than the length of the lift, which we transported it in.
Wow.
Okay, so let's have a quick dreamy session of 4.5 meter sandy enclosure. What are we going to go for? Stingrays, Max?
No, I think I'd have to do mud skippers properly.
No,
I'd
go South America. I'd go for my Aquatect heckline, try and get them to make a super burrow and spawn in there.
That'd be pretty cool. I don't know. I think I'd have to do mud skippers properly with mangroves.
What about you, Nate?
Yeah,
I'm with this team mud skipper on this one. Give me that footprint of sand, and it's Parathelmus all the way.
Which species?
You could definitely do the Polypterus thing again, though, with them kind of. You could do the first fish walks on land type thing. Do you know what I mean? Like a mega beast.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Bring back my man, Acanthostega.
Oh,
Tiktaalik.
Yeah, exactly.
We could bring them back from the dead. Oh no, but could you? I guess you could do anableps and mud skippers.
I've worked with
that sort of space.
Permanent volume of water in there. You can still have the tide, and then your mud skippers would occupy the intertidal zone and still have some permanent depth for your anableps.
Yeah,
common pleco breeding colony. That would be quite cool, actually, Bob. I've never seen it. Obviously, they breed in burrows, but that would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some cool stuff you could do with that. But I mean, presumably fiddler crabs and mud skippers you could keep together in that sort of space.
We've kept them together in not Africa tangeri. I forget what the Indonesian fiddler crab is that we had, but smaller ones. Yeah. There are definitely examples of it in
mud skippers are massive.
Sorry. They are, but we tend to get again the African.
We get the
Barbarus.
Parathelmus barbarus.
So they're very predatory. I saw one eat a fire eel once.
Not only predatory, but the males are nasty as hell. James is off to die. So when I was at college, they had like a relatively small mud skipper tank, and they stocked it with barbarus because it was the cheapest one available. And those things get to like 5 or 6 inch or whatever. And within one term, they'd started with like 7 or 8 juveniles. Within one term, there was just one big male left. Wow. But there is some nice species to keep. Not that I've kept these personally, but I've had them in the shops and that. Novum radiatus, and
is that the Indian one?
I believe so. And Gentiliniatus, I think. Those are relatively small, peaceful fish that you can keep in groups, and they'll get on just fine. They're only like 2 to 3, 4 inch maybe, and they're quite nice, pleasant fish to keep.
It's amazing their salt tolerance, and amazing how much time they spend out of water. I find certainly the barbarus.
A big belly ophthalmus tank with huge lights. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Tim probably has kept a few mud skippers, I imagine, in his time.
Yeah, for sure.
And they
Where's our man gone? We've got to quiz him.
I know. We've got. There was
off.
mention of the quiz, and he's gone. He's
Well,
gone.
he's
He's scared. He's
Actually
scared.
legged it.
He has run
Hopefully
away
he'll come back.
from the quiz. If everybody gets in the comments and comments, James, please come back. There's a quiz to do.
Who have we got
come back?
Who have we got next week, chaps?
We've not. We're back onto ethics again.
Right. Well, why don't we invite someone from the audience to be a guest at some point, even if not next week, in the future? So you know who you are. All of you are perfect to come on the show. Any one of you would fit just right. And and you can do the
Who's
quiz
got
as well.
anything? Who's got anything to say about ethics in the audience?
Who's got? There we go. It worked perfectly. Look at that.
He's back. There he is.
Just
in time.
Justin Timberlake. James, it's that time of the week, I'm afraid.
I'm ready.
Brace.
No,
Fish quiz, guess what it is? Fish quiz, that's what it is. Fish quiz, guess what it is? Fish quiz, that's what it is. Fish quiz.
it's fish quiz.
Amazing.
It's everybody's favourite time of the week. So we're going to ask you questions. They're going to be quick fire questions. You've got a minute to answer as many correctly as possible.
Wait.
Jeremy will do the timer.
Okay.
What's the leaderboard looking like so far, by the way?
It looks like
He's stalling for time here. He's stalling for time.
Quick, just cramming. I've got it.
Yeah. What's the weather like, by the way? Oh, that's the end of the show.
All right.
Thanks, everyone. Bye. That's a shame. I'm about to have a coughing fit. Right. Max, are you ready?
Yeah. Are you ready, James?
No.
3, 2, 1, go. Which man-made colour of angelfish is named after the people of an Asian country?
Pinoy.
To which genus do three-spined sticklebacks belong?
Gastrothecas. Gastrotheca. I'm going to say gastrotheca is not that, is it?
Aucanoglanis cats are named after which African mammal?
Pass.
Name a gourami.
Pearl gourami.
What does FMG stand for?
Oh, formalin malachite green.
Which genus of killifish are notorious for their short lifespan?
I can't think. Pass.
True or false? Bolbitis are only found in Africa.
True.
Through which
Ferns.
countries does the Orinoco flow?
Brazil, Peru,
Time's up.
Venezuela. I'll go with that. Brazil and Venezuela. Oh, Guyana as well. Is it in Guyana?
Right, let's go through your answers.
You answered
Let me tell you, first of all, you're not at the bottom of the leaderboard.
I thought he would be near the top with those answers. You got a few right.
Which man-made colour of angelfish is named after the people of an Asian country? Absolutely right. It's Pinoy.
Good answer.
Really good answer.
Strong start.
Which genus do three-spined sticklebacks belong? I saw what you were putting down, but not right. It's not Gastrotheca. The Gastrotheca is a genus of frogs from Peru.
Yeah.
It's Gasterosteus.
Oh, yeah.
But I saw what you're doing. You know, a bit more time. If it wasn't quickfire, you'd have got that.
Yeah. You know too much.
Aucanoglanis, I know what that's like when there's so much information in there. You just can't get it out. It's hard.
It pushes the old stuff out, doesn't it?
It does. Aucanoglanis cats are named after which African mammal? And you said pass, which I've never heard of a pass before. I don't know what animal that is, but the answer's giraffe. The giraffe cats.
If you had said the common name, I would have got that.
Well, then I would have given you the answer.
Giraffe cats, yeah.
Let me just. I'll tell you what. I'll just give you the answers next time. Name a gourami. Pearl gourami. Was it pearl gourami? You said either way.
Yeah.
You got it right.
Yeah.
What does FMG stand for? Formalin malachite green. Yeah. Is it technically what's the difference between formaldehyde and formalin?
Formalin
is 37%. Oh, so go ahead, Jeremy.
Well, I think it's like a brand name of formaldehyde or something. It's like a
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll accept it anyway. We're accepting that. Which genus of killifish are notorious for their short lifespan? Go on, Nathan and Jeremy.
Nothobranchius.
Nothobranchius.
Oh.
Yeah,
I don't think I would have got it. I couldn't think of a single killifish genus at the time.
But then
I've heard of it,
Aphiosemion are
but-
as well, aren't they? Aphiosemion would have worked.
No.
Mm.
Get a few, get a few years out of Aphiosemion. Nothobranchius is literally like a matter of months.
Alan's got it. Formaldehyde with water, which is what James said, 37%. Yeah.
Ah, right. Okay.
Down, yeah.
Good knowledge, Alan.
Yeah.
True or false? Bulbitis are only found in Africa. It's false.
False. Heterocleta.
False, yeah. There's Asian species.
I was just thinking if you'd last side it. Yeah,
there's a number of Asian species. A lot of them are not aquatic.
They're they're terrestrial, aren't they?
Just ferns that live in Asia, doing the thing. I don't know what to do about this last one because you did get one country correct. Through which two countries does the Orinoco flow? You said
sail away, sail away, sail away.
I knew you'd do that. You absolute tit. Dear.
Just like his we used to sing to him, Nath.
Oh, bless you.
I don't. You did say it's actually only Venezuela and Colombia.
Not Brazil.
No, the only two countries that
Guyana.
close through is Venezuela and Colombia. Now, you did say Venezuela. Do we give him half a point for just saying Venezuela?
Because he said Peru as well. That's
okay.
Like
I'm sorry, I
think I named 4 countries.
I think you named every single South American country. And just not Colombia.
And a few European ones into the bargain. Ukraine!
Kosovo! So, that puts you on a total of 3. Which, like I said, 3.
Out of.
You got way more than 3.
No.
You got Pinoy, Garami, and what FMG stands for. And annoyingly, James, and you'll be annoyed at yourself, you knew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Realistically, you probably knew 7 of the answers. I think you did.
I do now.
On for 7.
Retake it right now.
Unfortunately, I can only give you 3, and I'm very sorry about that. But
that's all right, mate. It was the pressure.
It does put you in Hasbullah's crotch, which is above Mark Duffel.
Excellent.
We're better to be.
Toasty.
Very, very toasty. A little bit moist.
Humid.
Sultry.
Yeah.
So, as it currently stands, Nathan remains the top spot on the forehead on 7 points. Tappers and Jeremy on 6 each.
Solid.
Oh, sorry. Tappers, Jeremy, Chris Wilson and Steve Grant all on 6. Max and Matt Bond on 5. Colin Dunlop on 4 on Hasbullah's navel. James Dale on 3 in the crotch. And the inner thigh is Mark on 2. So,
thanks, Mark.
That's how we
Not
do.
bottom. Never bottom.
Not bottom. What I'm hoping for is somebody to go on his knee with a wunner. That's going to be Nathan next time you take the quiz because I'm going to make it hard.
No comment.
Nate did it
What
twice,
did I
to
have?
be fair.
What did I have for tea this morning?
Yeah.
This evening.
This morning. What did I have for tea this morning?
I can't get the question right. But that's the caliber of question it's going to be. There's not a chance. Yeah, so we've got ethics next week. I reckon we get a guest on.
Well, I think one of the panel should come on because they've all got equal rights to ethics opinions.
I think so, yeah. I think we should hold a little contest to get somebody on.
Who wants to volunteer? Let's just give it a couple of minutes. Let's see if anyone volunteers. Here we go. What we got? I'd score 0. No, that's not you then, Chris. Let's have a look. Anyone else? No, Chris, you should come on anyway.
Who's coming on? Should we just get Chris on?
Let's get Chris on and then
Chris
Bob,
Green, you're on next week
Alan.
to talk ethics with us. And if you don't want to do that, we'll get somebody else.
Well, let's do ethics and books then. Chris is the bookman.
Books. How are we going to do books? Well, we need to do books in that case. It needs to be a book episode, not an ethics episode.
Well, let's do that then.
We're never going to have time to get both in. Because when you start
Let's
rambling
do-
about ethics, that's the whole evening.
Let's do books. Let's do books.
Yeah. Next
I'm
week
cool
we're
with
going to be
books.
talking. Next week we're going to be
Pete.
talking. Next week, I can't speak today.
Jesus Christ, Max.
Next week we're going to be talking about books with Chris Green. There, it's
Awesome.
done. It's done.
James, have you
So-
got any favorite books?
Yeah, good question.
Oh, I mean, I've got some behind me. I've got a good one to show you.
Go on.
Here's a nice one that I've got. This is an Innis book from 1940.
Ooh.
Early 1940s Innis book, and it's a stonker as well. Look at these colour plates
big.
in there.
The colour plates. Beautiful.
I don't even see that. It's actually like a separate image glued into the book as
I
well.
can't quite get the image clear, but is that a picture of a woman's reproductive system?
I think it's an Espage Rasbora.
Can
No,
you tell me?
On the other side.
James?
Oh, reprint, you mean, James? Right.
Does that image does it have a credit? The one we're just looking at, the plate, was that by a guy called C. Chater? By any chance, is it credited?
It's not credited that I can see.
Oh, it's a shame. That looks like a Chater.
Innis, I will take your Innis and I'll raise you. Copyrighted 1917.
Oh my days!
Wow.
That's got parchment on the spine.
Oh,
That's
God.
incredible, is that?
And do you know what, right? They still write with experience of fish keeping. They talk about paradise fish, they talk about live food, they talk about breeding fish. So it wasn't even new then. I mean, they've got photos. How have they done that? Who's photographing fish in 1917?
Is that hot
Hey,
pleurethrus?
What's my one?
Yeah, on that page.
It's a chub sucker and a shiner, but it says
Is
a
it?
Brahmis. A Brahmis is a bream.
Yeah.
But,
So.
Oh, there's an Umbra, Max. It's an Umbra.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh,
Umbra?
that's the American Chana type thingy.
Right, prepare to inhale, Max. That fish used to be legal in the UK.
My days.
The
Can I
mud
exhale
minnow.
now?
Yeah. Right. Sorry, Nate. Go on. Nate is going to go older.
No, I was just going to bring out this little bad boy. The one by the guy I mentioned him before. It's the guy who owned Cusson's Pearl, the soap manufacturer. Did I mention him before? Or did I just have a fever dream there? With Alexander Fraser Brunner. Fraser Brunner. So this guy, we'll discuss it next week. Let's do that.
Okay.
But it has got the most amazing colour plates in there.
Oh, nice.
From way back in the day. It's not as old as the other ones. This is World War II era. Don't have a date on this one. But yeah, this was, I think, 41, 42. And it's even got bibliography at the back. All the places you could buy.
Look at this little tie-in.
Ooh,
We've got a section on Terraria.
Oh, that's
Gorgeous.
pretty cool.
Absolutely
Nice.
gorgeous.
Papyrus growing out there.
I don't have
Is that,
many books in the office.
Cyperus or papyrus?
Cyprus papyrus, probably. That's what they call it, isn't it? I don't
That's
know.
pretty cool. No, is papyrus in the genus Cyprus, or is it not in its own genus Papyrus?
I thought papyrus was a genus. But...
I thought it was.
right,
I
okay.
thought it was a genus that's very closely related. I've not got many books in the office, I'm afraid. What I do have is I have an Aquadistry price list.
Okay.
I've got
From 2025. That is old, Max.
an ALF price list.
Right.
Randomly, a book on pearl killifish. That's what I've got here.
Good. Very
But
good.
this book is actually that's actually a really good book.
Oh, now you're talking,
I
mate.
like that.
The old cigarette cards.
Nice.
Do you know what scared me
JPS.
the other day, right? I was walking the dog the other day and I'm walking by this canal ditchy thing. And I didn't know the names of like all the plants and all the like ducks and stuff. And I just thought, what have I been doing my whole life, right? I know like the ichthyology of like Brazil. and I don't know. Well, obviously I know river fish and coarse fish; they're easy, but I didn't know all the plants. And I just thought, what a wasted life I've had. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what's growing around me.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, that's a really good point.
I didn't know the insects.
Do you know on the subject of books, we had Colin Dunlop on last week, and I don't know if you guys know this, but he actually wrote a book about cephalopods.
I should have spoken to him about it. Right,
Yeah.
James, you'll know this. Nathan will know this as well. So, right, I've got an octopus. Not a lot of people know this. I've got what's meant to be a baby octopus in that tank, right? And I bought it from the Philippines, Adopus aculatus, right? The little algae octopus, it's called. And it was tiny. It was about the size of a grape with arms, right? If that. Probably smaller because it's squeezed behind some glass. Anyway,
Depends on the size of the grape.
It was baked bean even. It's tiny. It's like a spider. Right. Anyway, so I've put it in that tank and I've given it rock rubble and live rock and algae and all that stuff, right? And it's been feeding on river shrimp and everything's been cool. And I've seen it nail these river shrimp and it ate some emerald crabs and some pest crabs out of some acropora. Anyway, well, I thought I'd only go and clean it out yesterday because I haven't seen it for ages. And normally the river shrimp number diminishes and the river shrimp weren't going down in number. There's about 20 in there that Max gave me and they weren't going down. And I thought it's probably dead, right? So I'd better try and fish it out. Lifted a rock. There it is under a rock, tiny with loads of bunches of eggs.
I thought that's what you were going to say.
It's gone and laid eggs, James.
Yeah. And so is this a species which goes through senescence when they lay eggs?
It's going to die. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they all do, don't they?
They do, yeah.
I don't think any octopi don't do that.
Yeah,
so
it's all...
yeah,
I think it's end of the road.
But my problem is this, right? It's meant to get bigger. I thought it was a baby, right? So what is a baby doing laying eggs? What is a baby doing without mating with anything? Parthenogenesis in that species is possible, especially when females are kept in isolation. I read this yesterday. So it's just like total learning curve. So the inevitable is going to happen in a month's time. I don't know if the larvae are going to hatch. They're, again, octopus eggs to me are large. These octopus eggs are 2 millimeters. It's tiny.
Well, the hell would you feed them?
No, octopus eggs. So back in the sea life days, we bred Octopus vulgaris. And so that was, I mean, it was a big specimen of a thing. It was probably, I don't know, the size of Jeremy Beadle's head. But this thing, we had, and I'm not joking, we literally had tens of thousands of babies out of this thing. Right. And yeah, we had to count each and every one of the bastards with a pipette.
Really?
So yeah, I was there till like 3 a.m. It was
that
outrageous.
Parthenogenesis or
no? We'd had this one for several months, but evidently it had been with a male prior, and it had just stored the seminal package.
Do they not? Oh, okay. Oh,
so that's
an
possible
internal
with
fertilizer.
That's possible.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can even take in. I know with some other things, so with cuttlefish and so forth, the sperm package is fired into them, but they can effectively choose and eject the ones they don't want and just keep the one that they want.
Really?
So they can literally select even like after coitus. So they can have a package in there, and if a better male comes along, it's like, oh, yeet that one and just have this one instead.
Yeet. I've not heard that word in a while. Brilliant.
James, any thoughts? What are your bets on these being fertile? I hope not.
I mean, it'd be very exciting if they weren't, and if there's a possibility of sperm storage, then there's a good chance of them being fertile. But also, as you said, they're possibly parthenogenic as well. I'd be really interested to see, what it's like to rear them.
I know,
nightmarish.
They're absolutely tiny. Like I've seen cuttlefish eggs, and again, they're the size of grapes. I keep going on about grapes, but cuttlefish eggs of Sepia bambensis, they're huge. They're huge. These, they're smaller than ant eggs. They're absolutely tiny. So everything was a surprise yesterday. Surprised to see it was alive. Surprised to see it was guarding eggs. Surprised at how small the eggs were, how many of them. The fact that I thought it was a baby and that it's mated or not.
Yeah.
So
maybe it's not the species you thought it was.
Highly likely. It hasn't got blue rings on it, which I'm glad about. But
yeah,
when you gargled it.
So yeah, a bit baffled. So the inevitable is going to happen. Maximum of a month. So I'm going to write the date on it. I found it yesterday. So within a month, I will know what the hell's going on. But yeah,
that's really cool. Actually,
I'm looking forward to the write-up on that one.
Can I have an octopus, Jeremy?
Yes, RVS do them and TMC does them.
No.
As well.
I want one of your octopi.
You can have the whole lot if you want, mate.
No, just one.
Yeah. I wasn't planning that one.
In a month's time, we're going to have an episode and we're going to be doing giveaways. Anybody who listens will get a free octopus.
Get the brine shrimp Norpii going. Bob, if only we knew someone who was decent enough to do brine shrimp. Do you know what I mean? Certainly
just terrible suppliers.
Especially
so
Yorkshire.
Bad.
Yorkshire is a black hole for brine shrimp.
Alan's just put cannibalism ? I'm not really sure what's going on there.
The babies did when we reared them. So these things were tiny. They were literally like, if you imagine the size of a half decent Daphnia, they were half of that.
Really?
They were absolutely effing tiny. Yeah.
Copepod Norpii, flipping it. We're getting small now.
And they literally they were eating each other.
Hand.
Yes.
Every time you mention Jeremy Beadle, we gain a viewer because we're now on 9. So keep saying it.
Jeremy Beadle. It's not
the YouTube algorithm is going nuts. I wish I had a better camera because I should take you all on a journey to my. Hang on, let me see if I can do this.
On a magical, mystical journey. Oh wow!
Right, so I took a load of rock out and a massive
Bring
ball
the tank
of.
Closer.
He's pulling the wall in. So strong.
Right, so there's a bit of branching live rock there, right? And I picked the rock up, and the octopus is underneath, and there's like a chandelier of tiny eggs, hundreds of them, hanging underneath that rock. And I was really sad because I did that thing that fish keepers do. I tried to put it back exactly how I found it.
You can never get it back.
You can't. And then it kind of dropped a few mil, and I thought, no, because the eggs and the octopus are there.
Squashed.
But the octopus, being an octopus with its 8 legs, like got the boulders, picked up the rock, and acro-propped it with like coral lumps, and like put it back to how it was because it's an octopus, not a fish.
Oh my god!
Superb.
That's brilliant. Is that?
So it's in there. It's under that rock.
What do you have on the top of the tank, Jeremy, to prevent escape? I'd be interested
I've got
to know
a piece
how
of glass with some filter wool. And
Cool.
I figured the filter wool would just really generally annoy it, and it's never escaped.
They don't like the feeling of sort of bristly textures, do they? I've seen in some public aquariums they've used like AstroTurf around the edge of the tank to stop them from. Yeah.
Oh, there you
Imagine
go.
it's
Well, not AstroTurf, but more like fake grass, the bristly.
Yeah.
Imagine it'd be quite a rough feeling on them.
I've got some Curviceps next door and some Arizius, and in the early days, the octopus would watch them in a way that only intelligent beings could. It would kind of observe them for the sake of observing them.
That's cool.
There you go. Saltwater corner over.
Yeah. But they don't discuss that on the Reefers Network.
Octopus. way above them.
And fiddler crabs and octopi.
Yep.
Oh dear. Here we go. Doc Green, say Beadle's name 3 times in the mirror and he'll appear with a 1980s microphone in his hand. Which hand?
Right.
I had a tickle experience with a Pacific giant at Birmingham Sea Life.
Now, the big octopus scare the hell out of me. And I hate it when these divers are trying to pull them off there. Like, oh, James, let's talk about diving because you're a diver. We haven't talked about
not much of a diver, but yes, yeah. So I'm a paddy rescue diver. So and that's a level of diving qualification, but I've never been a professional diver in any kind of context.
But you've been in aquariums so big, you're one of them who gets in to clean the aquarium. Is that right?
Yeah. So when that's when I first started the business. I was just doing maintenance before I was doing builds, and I used to maintain an aquarium for a guy who had a 25,000 litre fish only reef tank, artificial reef tank. I used to go around there once a week and scuba dive in it to clean it. So I mean, it wasn't quite like scuba diving, if you can imagine. So yeah, it's like
how big's that?
3 meters tall, 1.5 meters front to back, nearly 5 meters long, and then he had a sump downstairs as well.
Wow.
Which with the plant room was insane. It had put most public aquariums to shame. And sadly, I don't think the guy could name a single fish in his tank other than the obvious ones.
Yeah.
Wow.
Any
But,
thought
yeah,
quickly on what people would have in a 25,000 litre freshwater tank? I'd go Tanganyika.
Of course he would.
I would. Arisius, yeah.
No, it'd have to be big fish, wouldn't it? It'd have to be like a well thought out South American thing with big discaracins and stingrays and that sort of
James,
thing.
what would you have?
I'm joining Max on a big South American display. That'd be my
Nath?
Fish that can't properly be kept.
Old school piranha.
Really?
Just piranha.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice, okay.
I love a big group.
Would you not get bored of that? Just one species?
No, they're great fun. They're really good fun. They'll be spawning in there and all sorts.
What are
If
they
we were
all
going
sorts?
saltwater though,
Fresh. We're a freshwater channel.
No, but we're not banning him. Go on. I want to know what you're going to say.
if you would indulge me, we could go for saltwater. I mean, giant Pacific octopus would be a wicked candidate for something of that size, wouldn't it?
It would be pretty cool, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want to get in there and have him pull my face mask off. That would
No.
be...
No.
Loaches and spiny
spiny
eels.
eels. Chitala blanchi with a current as well. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, they're cool. You probably a bit of land area. You could get some caiman in there as well.
Yeah.
Caiman, stingrays, discaracins. Oh,
yeah. Anaconda, mata.
Oh,
Mata.
nice mata. Yeah, that's a yeah.
Do you reckon you could get away with mata with stingrays, or would there be some sort of conflict? Do you think?
I feel like you could keep them both in a pretty similar shaped enclosure, couldn't they? Because they're both going to be sort of like. Pass. I'm not sure.
They might mate, man.
That's a story for. That's a question for Richard Hardwick at Wharf, because he keeps both mata and stingrays, though not together.
I feel like if one was going to bother the other, it's going to be the stingrays bothering the mata more than the other way around. Would be my guess. I
don't know. Stingrays don't pick fights, really.
No, but they'd be swimming over them all the time.
Yeah, all right, okay, that might annoy them. Yeah, it might annoy
yeah.
them. Yeah. That's a thought. Is that? I mean, at the other end of the scale is you could go with like some big soft shells from Southeast Asia and that sort of thing. Maybe you could go with your big knives then and some big catfish. That'd be pretty cool.
3 meters is up.
Tiger barbs and gharial, great. Yeah.
Oh, so they have that at Chester Zoo at the moment, and that's
they're technically not gharial, are they? They're Tommy Stoma.
Oh, Sundergar. Oh, yeah, Tommy Stoma. Yeah, true.
Tommy Stoma's Shigellii.
Yeah.
Are they not closely related to true crocodiles and gharials?
Gonna let you answer that. Pass. But yeah, Tommy Stoma is the Sunder gharial, the false gharial. I'm not quite sure on the crocodilian taxonomy there.
I need to double check that. But yeah. But either way, tiger barbs and gharials would still be cool. If you could get hold of gharials, which I don't think you could, but this is a hypothetical world. We also don't have a 25,000 litre tank. May as well have capybaras at this point.
Pretend gharial. Hey, capybaras. How cool are capybaras? I love them.
They are. And they live in fresh water, so we can talk about it.
We can. And they're Brazilian.
Yeah.
And Peruvian. Yeah.
And all that good stuff, yeah. Ethan Wright's put, Chester Zoo has pretend gharial. Yeah, they've got Tommy Stoma there in with tiger barbs. That looks like one of the hybrid tiger barbs. I think have they got pearl gouramis, and there's some clown loach and scissor-tail rasboras, maybe?
Yeah, that's right.
Is that right? And some sort of, what are the turtles they've got in there? Painted Batagers?
Bataga borneensis.
Yeah. It's a cool display, is that? It's
nice, isn't it? Yeah.
Everybody that watches this, you've got to go to Chester Zoo because their freshwater displays are just incredible. They are absolutely.
That's in the new bit, isn't it? They've shut the aquarium, haven't they?
They have, yeah.
They have. So yeah, that display's in islands.
Yeah, but there's freshwater. There's freshwater displays all over. There's just absolutely mind blowing. Some of them are so good, but for me, the Tommy Stoma display is something else because it looks like it feels like you've been dropped into Sunder. Basically, it's so immersive. It's incredible. The planting's perfect. You know, and they've got 2 species of skink that are just loose in the house, so you can sort of see. Last time I was there was a skink basking on top of a basking Tommy Stoma, and it's like you don't see that anywhere else. It's incredible, but absolutely worth a visit.
The only thing I'd say about the new Chester Zoo is I went with the kids a couple of years ago, and it's so big now. I just got lost and knackered, and I was really hungover. And in the end, I just couldn't really make it out of the place. I was literally going to wither and die before I could exit.
I did that in IKEA once.
Yeah, it's just so big.
It is more than a day out now, isn't it?
Yeah, like at Whipsnade. Whipsnade's got it right because Whipsnade you can drive to the exhibits. It's brilliant. It's so you can get in your car, Nath, and you can go from the elephants to the lions, which is 10 yards, and then you can get out again. It's great. Not Chester Zoo, mate. You got to walk it. And
driving
there's no way
from one aquarium
that monorail. Yeah,
it's not there anymore. The monorail's gone.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I don't even think there's any evidence of it left apart from where is it where the Philippine spotted deer are maybe? Or
now you've got to take boats
deer.
like Willy Wonka, haven't you? You've got the Willy Wonka style boats.
The Wonkatania.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Dear. Well,
let's wrap it up.
We've run over.
Yeah, we have run over a cat perhaps that ran out in the rut. No,
capybara.
A dog ran out on me the other day, and I had to swerve to miss it. I was very, very upset at that. Anyway, I don't know why I said that. It did happen.
That's fair,
but it's been a brilliant episode. Thank you, James.
Thank you for having me, guys.
It's the same story as always. There's more we could have talked about, and there's loads more images that you could have shared and we could have discussed. So we might have to get you back on again and see if you can beat your score of 3 at some point in the near future.
I'll have a go. Yeah.
Yeah, and we did talk about marketing and greater exposure. So I have brought you 9 people tonight, James. So don't forget that, mate. All right.
Cheers, Jeremy. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
4 of those people might be my other phones that I open up and just stick YouTube on.
Yeah. and none of them work in colleges or zoos, so there's no even potential clientele.
I recognised a couple of names already, actually. So I think I may already know some of them. Yeah, I think I've seen Alan's on there.
Yeah, but multiple people can have the same name, James.
That's possible.
There's more than one Alan.
Alan Carr.
Aquaria. I can't remember his surname off the top of my head now.
Alan Shearer.
Speak up, Alan.
Shearer.
Speak up.
Alan Sugar.
Alan Sugar, yeah.
I'll sell him a fish tank.
He's miserable, isn't he? That thing, though, Alan Sugar, when he's like, why should you want to work for me? It's like, I don't, mate. Do you know what I mean?
I don't want to work for Alan Sugar.
I don't like schmoozers and I don't like schnauzers.
Yeah, absolutely sucks, doesn't it? I'd walk out, I'd just be like, I'm sorry, lads.
I'd give him the finger.
Work is a two-way thing. You're a horrible boss and I don't even work for you yet. No way. It's not going to happen.
Oh, dear. Anyway, thank you very much, James. It's been brilliant. Next week, we've got Chris Green on and we're talking about books.
Yeah.
And we'll be doing the quiz as per usual. And it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be so good.
Thank you so much. Max,
Thank you very much.
End stream or is that me?
I will most certainly do that now. Goodbye,
cheers,
everybody.
James.
Thank you, James.
Cheers, guys.
Goodbye, all.
Thanks, everybody.
Cheers.
Oh, I love Jeremy Beadle.
Me too.